Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
Hello, sirs and madams. It's your buddy, Admiral Teague, speaking to you in full uniform as commander of the Final Federation Fleet. Hello, and we have a little treat for you as we start tonight's show. Here is the coming attraction.
Previously on Enterprise.
The Guardians will not let us fail. Set a course for Earth.
She's been inside the weapon. I have to know what she saw.
We have a plan to disable Sphere 41.
Tillians will preside over a stronger Xindi empire.
And now, the conclusion.
What does Cleveland have to do with any of this?
That was some fun stuff, but yeah.
What?
The Time Guardians are here, and also, I hope you guys like my costume.
Well, he put himself on mute, but hey, there we go.
It was probably better to put myself on mute, but I want to thank the channel members for this awesome, making this my work shirt. I can actually call this all my life. I wanted to be a starship captain, right? So now, this is it. I've got this. I'm wearing my work shirt. This is what I wear to work. I want to thank everybody in the community who's out there, and thank everybody for joining us for what's been a wild Xindi arc. We've come to the end, and I see a bunch of people out there. Hello to Kronos. JT Kirk is here and in the chat. Hello to Dead Man, who was with us for the watch party we were watching earlier with Germ. Crimwan is here. Buddy Hepburn is here. Lemon and Lemon Pie, hello to you, sir. Let's see who else we've got. We got a good crowd. Hello to the Phantom Outsider. And hello to Buddy Hepburn is swinging the wrench for us. And we got Gavin. And that duck who follows me everywhere I go. It's good to see all of you. And again, I want to thank you for making me an admiral, okay? It was just a dream that one day I would be able to lead a fleet of people on a desperate mission to save Star Trek. But you know what? It became a reality. Here's the next dream. How about a meeting with Paramount? Guys, I could be there, by Uber. I'll pay for the Uber, okay? Just you guys get lunch. Let's go to Gray's Papaya and have some hot dogs, and we'll talk about how we can save Star Trek. And we can do it cheap. I can fix it day one. How are you doing, Germ?
Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm feeling great, and I'm excited to get the Xindi arc to an end. It was a long road, but it was a fun road, and I'm excited to be here. How about you, JT Kirk? How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right, but Germ, are you going to join him for Papaya? I don't know what the hell. Admiral, I don't think Germ and I are the join you to eat papaya type.
No, it's Gray's Papaya is a hot dog stand.
Oh well. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
They serve papaya juice.
Join another man and other men to sit around and drink and eat melons.
No, papaya juice is healthy for you. It offsets the toxicity of the hot dog. You can have 8 or 9 hot dogs. You drink an ounce of papaya juice. Allegedly, I don't know.
Well, that's how
I just know that
your mama does it.
What? Fuck you. That's I know about the place because there's like 4 of them throughout New York City, but also Joey Ramone was famous for only meeting people or doing interviews at Gray's Papaya.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a walk-in hot dog stand. Really, it was just tables. You bought hot dogs. There were like homeless people in there. You could get food for like $2, and of course, like Joey Ramone will only talk to Rolling Stone magazine there because he's like just absolutely the weirdest guy in the world. But you know what? We have a great episode of Star Trek with a vaguely unsatisfying ending I sort of hate. I don't know how to put it. This episode goes on 3 minutes too long.
Yeah. Also, now that you got me thinking of hot dogs, damn, it reminds me of if you ever come to Detroit, Admiral, you either have to eat at Coney, or American Coney Island, or Lafayette Coney Island. They both serve, your hot dog with way too much mustard, chili, and onion.
When you're outside of New York and you want like good greasy food, you have to ask people to go to a Coney Island. That's like the equivalent of like the bed. Like that's the Midwestern term for like basically a hot dog and fries place, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But whatever politician you are, you have to choose one, and then that forces the opposing politician to go to the other. And it's a tradition. The last one, Trump comes in and probably wonders why it's not a McDonald's, but the other lady came in and ate at the one that got shut down for a vermin issue.
What are you gonna do?
You can look it up. It was in the news. It happens. It happens.
Hey, Kal-El. It's good to see you. It happens, right? Hey, you know what?
Too many tribbles. I mean, you get tribbles.
It's a hot dog place.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Being a politician is a lot like being a military figure, right? If you conquer a town or if you want to get votes, you have to go to a place. You have to drink their worst, most despicable local booze that tastes horrible, right? And you have to be like, "It's great," and you have to eat like their weirdest and most disgusting local food.
I believe Patton did that with the Soviets in the end.
When he's drinking the vodka and staring him in the eye, that he didn't let anybody eat. If you remember that, he like stared. Like one of his guys is like, it's like, "Ooh, man, that looks good," and he's like about to tuck in, and Patton just looks at him. He's like, sits back in his chair. It's like, oh well, guess we're going back to war. But tonight's episode of Star Trek is the end of Star Trek's most unique loop or season. I think this is even a little bit different from Dominion War. This is nothing in common with any other season of Star Trek. I mean, is there something else that you would think it would be like? Year of Hell, anything?
I think it's closest to Dominion War. Either that or maybe, not even the Wolf 359 episode, a two-parter in TNG.
We hear most of Wolf 359 on dramatic radio calls and see one starship blow up from the inside.
Right. So that's not even, I mean, ideally that is probably the overall chain of events is probably closest to this, but it was a totally different story on screen. So yeah, I would say some kind of Dominion War action.
Germ, is there something else in the history annals of Star Trek that you think maybe is most reminiscent of this one really outlier season of Star Trek that is different from all other Star Trek that I have seen? When I saw it wasn't any kind of Star Trek I could recognize for a little while.
It's closest to the Dominion War, but not too similar. The Dominion War takes place over the bulk of the last 2 to 3 seasons.
People are saying, like, yeah, the closest thing is the Dominion War, but that's because we're begging for a comparison. It's, like, pretty unique. I'm guessing everyone's with me on, this is a very different kind of Vengeance Trek. It's not, it's on Star Trek-like in a few ways, but you know what? We had the previously on. Here's some good news. Hey, Radioactive, welcome to the show.
I got you, Admiral. It's
Acolyte!
close to Star Trek 4.
It's closest to Star Trek 4. It's also got a moment of Star Trek 3. There's a "I have had enough of you" moment in here. And I preserved it. You know what? Rather than talk about it, I finished it right before I had to go to Jerem's show for the watch party. I have a pretty good video essay for this one. It's 15% of our episode. It's about 4.5, 5 minutes long, and this is just everything. This is the episode Reader's Digest style.
We're gonna need Hoshi to help us.
I wish I had a choice, Malcolm.
Sir, she's barely conscious.
The favorable timelines continue to diminish.
But the Earthship is on course for our primary sphere.
Your world is no longer the only one in jeopardy.
They're transforming the space surrounding that sphere. They're obviously expecting us. If the ship were to enter that disturbance, the entire crew would be dead within minutes.
12 minutes won't be enough.
Perhaps I can extend it, but not by much.
Ensign,
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
You were drugged, Hoshi. You had no choice.
I did. I should have fought harder.
you need to finish what you're doing. We're gonna board the weapon. Try to overload the power system.
You need to complete the decryption.
I understand.
Sir!
Sorry, Travis. You're gonna have to get us to the manifold on thrusters only.
She's coming with me. I don't have time for this.
It'll only take a minute. Do you remember I told you about a Federation? If you're killed, none of this will happen.
My mission is to save Earth, not your Federation.
It's a shame. All that water.
You're not using your head, Pigskin. I anticipated that you'd need some help.
Listen to me very closely. Modulate your weapons to a rotating frequency.
That third torpedo almost got you. Be careful. He owes me.
Tell them to keep doing what they're doing.
It's time for you to work your magic, Mr. Tucker. Within 5 minutes, everyone on this ship is going to start dying.
Take us to full impulse.
Wait a minute, I'm almost there. You don't have a minute, Commander.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We're here to destroy it. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
They have no shielding on their starboard engines. Target all weapons.
Your captain is too deep within the weapon.
Acting Captain Starlog, February 14th, 2152. Long-range sensors are detecting no evidence of the spheres. would appear that the Expanse is returning to normal space. Be patient.
Captain, did you stop the weapon?
It's done. Captain didn't make it, Trip.
They have no choice but to accept that the Guardian's promises were empty. Your captain's sacrifice will not be forgotten.
It's just a matter of time.
Prettiest sight I ever saw. The captain would be proud.
What the hell?
Sir.
Wo ist der?
Folgen Sie mir.
Oh, and the Admiral is
Right.
once again.
Hello. Yeah, no, I realized that.
You took your boomer pills this morning, I think, that mixed twice? I don't know.
It's better to be double muted than to talk out of turn.
Or just rip rip a hole in subspace, thinking you're on mute. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's better to be double muted. It's one of the reasons I haven't installed my second microphone. I want to get a DAC so I can mute that one because that one doesn't have a mute on it.
Yep.
But everybody, that was a little video essay about today's episode of Enterprise, and we're going to go through it a little bit with you. It is the story of the whole episode, and I think I pretty much covered it all in there. I want to say it was a good episode, but that ending, healthy dose of what the fuck. I don't know why they did that ending. I don't. I go ahead, Jerm.
Before we get into that, we got a super chat.
I am sorry. That's right. We did get a super chat. RRTNZ is out there. Hello, Dadman. I see you in the chat have entered too. RRTNZ says, as good as season 4 to 7 of DS9 Enterprise season 3 achieves just as much in one season. Superb storytelling efficiency, and now Star Force onward to Iskandar. We have talked extensively about the Star Blazers overlap in this season. Now we've all disappeared. How can we all be visible for a little while? There we go. You know what? It has been a long road through this Xindi arc. This is a Star Trek like no other, but it's not a story that's unfamiliar. Vengeance Trek was done really well by Star Blazers. Anyone who's seen Space Battleship Yamato or Star Blazers knows the deal. And this has also got some elements of a reverse Battlestar Galactica. They're from Earth and they're fighting their way to an unknown place. They're definitely watching a lot of BSG because we know they're going to move on to that next phase of their career that involves rebooting that show. But welcome to our live stream review of Star Trek Enterprise's thrilling Season 3 finale, 0 Hour. Buckle up. We're going to dive into the action with some big surprises. In this episode, the Enterprise crew is on a high-stakes mission against time. Subcommander Paul takes charge, leading a daring mission to take down a critical target in the Delphic Expanse, while Captain Archer and his team go all in to stop a dangerous threat headed straight to Earth in the form of the Xindi weapon. Expect intense space battles, clever tech solutions, and a jaw-dropping twist that'll leave you buzzing. It's written by Berman and Braga and directed by Alan Croker. This episode packs a punch with a bigger-than-usual guest cast and some wild ideas that set up Season 4. Actually, I think that mar the Season 3 ending. Let's beam into this discussion. What did you guys love or not love about 0 Hour? Panelists have at it, and chat, drop your comments. Let's start with Germ. Germ, it's been a long road. Thoughts on the Xindi arc? And by the way, guys, Sean will be out of the Agonizer booth soon. He has some surprises he's cooking up for us, so he is literally in Astrometrics crafting something for the show right now.
As far as the arc in total goes, better than I remember. Still, I think the low point for the series. I'm not as critical of season 1 and 2 as most people, but
season 1 is the
not
most
bad.
lauded season. Season 1 is the most well loved season. It's the most streamed, and it had the highest ratings. By 2 Matrix, it's the best season.
Yeah, I think season 4 is probably the show's height. But as far as season 3 goes, not as bad as I remembered. Some of the stories completely asinine, utterly pointless to the overall story. But as far as the technical aspects of it, they never really had a major low point. So, pretty good. As far as this episode, probably the best episode of the season. I especially liked the when Strand came in and fought the Xindi reptilians. One of the few actual alien on alien fights we get in Star Trek.
I was glad you pointed that out to me because I was thinking it was just another space battle, and I'm like, they're making a lot of it. I wonder why. And you nailed it. It hadn't occurred to me, but you're correct. Those aliens are going to be Federation aliens soon, but not yet. I do like this episode too, but I thought that while a high point for the season and maybe like one of the most memorable, and thank you RRTNZ, one of the most memorable Star Trek Enterprise episodes, side quest into time travel didn't help us out. It really didn't help us out. I wasn't thrilled about the side quest at the time travel. I felt like Daniel's appearance was needless. I didn't feel like Daniels needed to be there. He shows up and he's just like, you can't die. And I'm like, he's the show's point of view hero and captain. We know this. Daniels, why are you here? And who else came in? Mr. House Party 6, and I say hello to you. Buddy is here. RTNZ. It's not Revenge Trek. It's Fight to Survive Trek. That's true. That's true. Here's the thing. I think that this is the most vengeful Star Trek story we have. We do take the moral implications off of our heroes by sort of putting them in a position where it's fight or die. It's all the marbles, and Archer has no compunction about it. He's going to, if he has to get Hoshi killed, he's going to get Hoshi killed. He's going to work her as hard as he can. He's going to do everything he can to save the Earth. Everyone on the crew is expendable. And the high point of this is that Scott Bakula is such a good actor in it. And another really good drawing strength from the captain sort of episode, in the sense that when we have people who are physically at their breaking point or people who are like, mentally fried, like Archer's there remotivating them or being stronger and also being the strong leader. He's not pushing from behind. He is absolutely leading from in front. And point well taken. It's not Revenge Trek per se, but I do think Vengeance Trek has like a ring to it that makes it easiest to discuss it. And I think that if I use that expression, it would pique interest in talking about the Xindi arc maybe more. But I would say that the Xindi arc does seem to be the most talked about aspect of the show next to the temporal Cold War. But they're sort of interwoven.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the grand finale of the Temporal Cold War.
We don't see Daniels again, right? We don't see Daniels again in real Star Trek.
I was going to say, we definitely see him for at least one half of a season of Disgracery, wearing glasses and apologizing and saying stupid slogans in a green screen room. Sitting at a desk table from IKEA. You're muted again, Admiral.
No, I know. Here's the thing.
Gosh.
With Kovitz and the whole Star Trek Discovery thing, it's like
Kovitz?
Their show is plumbing the depths of bad. It is the worst garbage you've ever seen passed off as Star Trek. And then you've got a decent but weird as fuck science fiction writer right there. He's literally right fucking there. Like, why don't just be like, weird guy, give us like a 2-episode arc of like a Transporter episode because you're the Fly writer. The modern The Fly. With Jeff Goldblum, where the Fly finds a way. And Gina Davis looking pretty foxy. But
Sure.
you know what? Why not? It's doubly frustrating watching that show because you're like, you've got a decent I mean, he's weird as hell. He's like 1/3 of his ideas are outright dismissible, 1/3 only kind of work, and then there's that 1/3 of them that are good. But he's right there. John the Beagle Dad is wondering what's going on with chat. I don't know.
Oh, it's the handles are all messed up. It's showing on everybody's name instead of their actual name. That's been multiple channels all week, all over.
It seems to be another test. I'm not going to panic and change my channel name. Everyone knows who I am. I've been around long enough that I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Now, Admiral, the thing with this episode is I really wanted it to resolve the Xindi arc in this whole time travel arc, and it doesn't do it. And it's really annoying when it goes to the end.
It's super frustrating at the end.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, how much longer? Because now we have to wait the whole summer. You don't remember,
if this network makes it.
Yes, exactly. If it's even around in the fall, where is Enterprise going to be in 3-4 months when it comes back? And so that was the even more frustrating part. I'm like, wait, you mean to tell me that we just hopped into like another chapter of something? I thought we were at the end of this book and we weren't.
All of a sudden we tumbled into Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, pretty much.
With aliens.
Yeah. That's a very apt way of putting it. The
only thing I can think of, it was just like, like I forgot about this. I think because when I saw it, I was like, it was like Nagilum. It was like Nagilum got me. It was one of the most. It was like, all right, I guess we're gonna move on with a new captain, or T'Pol will be captain, or Trip and her will work something out. Where because I'm thinking Trip is more likely to be captain. Honestly, even though she was first officer, like she could stay first officer, but it's an Earth ship. I wouldn't want T'Pol as captain, and I think she would probably, although in alternate scenarios that were supposed to be real enough, she was captain and wearing a Starfleet uniform.
Well, maybe she's the captain of the ship and he's the captain of their relationship. We could go all New Trek about this. But,
I would be a sailor or a captain for her. I don't care.
The thing about this episode too was that Nemesis filmed and released, and we had all of that in 2002, and that was a very unsatisfying end to the TNG era for a lot of people. In fact, I've never met anyone that has publicly told me they've ever loved Nemesis for anything. But this
didn't even go to see it. It was the first Star Trek movie ever.
Right. Yeah.
And
a lot of people,
Dr. X and his X. Yeah, it was like fuck Professor X and his X-Men with the Starfleet uniforms.
After Star Trek, his erection, people weren't ready to give, more money to bullshit movies. And that's kind of what Nemesis was. But
Star Trek Insurrection was so self-masturbatory and such garbage. It never went anywhere. It was so full of itself. I hate that story. And it was like, my experience was this. Leaving Star Trek First Contact, I was like, not great, but maybe if it had been the first movie, I'd feel better about it. They should have just dealt with Captain Kirk in the show. What a terrible idea. And then, leaving Star Trek Insurrection, I was like, that was horrible. I was like, that was truly horrible. It's like, that was one of the most horrible things I've ever seen. I don't think I made it to the end of that movie.
Patrick Stewart killed those two movies. Yeah. Hands down.
I'll say Insurrection is a good movie if it's a TOS cast movie.
Could have been. I think they would have definitely had more potential for sure. Jerm, you bring up a good point. I see Nemesis as very similar to this season finale in a lot of ways, complete with over the top, unnecessarily long action scenes on your doomsday weapon. And this type.
Also, we had really leaned into the fact that for a couple of years we had the Event Horizon guy doing our props, so we owned things that we had already had him make. And a lot of the Xindi tech is based off of it. I don't mind it. It's pre-steampunk looking, but we've come out of like 2 seasons of wheels and spinning gears looking stuff where it's like, this is very intricate technology. It's going to be hard to sabotage it. It's like, it looks like if you stare hard at it, it will break.
Yes. The highlight of this episode was the line that Archer screams out kind of angrily, but very assertively. She's coming with me.
Yeah. I did actually like that. You know what? Let's put on our Star Trek video essay. Let's see which one. Is this the... And now, the conclusion. I always wanted to say that, and now I can remove this one from the studio. Here we go with our Saving Star Trek video essay. We use this for reference and so that we can kind of keep track of where we're at in the given episode without having to actually watch the episode. So this is it. That's how we open up. We've got the Xindi insectoid. They wanted a huge armada of ships, but they get like, what, 2? And one of them I think they get before it jumps into the... We're calling the subspace transwarp corridors vortexes in this show. That's what we've decided these are called. Why we never have these again, why we don't use them again, why they're not important, why the tech gets abandoned, I can only begin to wonder. The Delphic Expanse is going to be resolved in this episode. The only thing I can figure is the Xindi are only like twice as far away as the Vulcans. We only didn't go there because of the Expanse. Now it's gone, and the only thing I can come up with that explains it, I guess, is, Mr. 47, you explain it.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
That wasn't quite loud enough. Oh, well, I do that every time. Just tell us again, sir.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. No one was too interested in, like, anything but resolving this plot. And at least we're moving forward with it. And we've got this transwarp corridor. And I guess the only assumption I can have is that you go warp 7 and they didn't need it anymore or something like that. It was something incredible, like the ability to go warp 7.5 or something like that. Like, does anyone have anything that rises from headcanon to fan theory on these vortexes and why we don't use them anymore? Because we know we're going to be allies with the Xindi unless what happens in World War II undoes contact with the Xindi. And what about that poor ship of Aquatics that goes back 200 years in time? What happens when they get back to the Xindi Empire? Do they go back to the right planet?
Yeah, see, this is all don't ask, don't tell level stuff.
Yeah, we got to see the Enterprise launch out of the Xindi Aquatic ship's bay one more time, and that was cool enough, I guess. But we start with the Xindi weapon heading towards Earth, and we have this great scene. They had seen V, guys. They had seen the show V, and the Xindi just being gross as could be. They were celebrating the completion of the weapon and the fact that the mission was just about over, and they're going to destroy the Earth, and that's it. The new Xindi order is going to be reptiles on top. They've had Hoshi for a while, cracking codes for them. They've got most of the information they need to make the weapon launch. And we haven't introduced this one yet, but the only impediment is they're a couple of codes short. There's 5 Xindi races. There's 5 codes. They've got like 3.5. So it's going to take them a little longer to activate the weapon on the Xindi weapon. It's going to take them longer. It's going to take them a little longer to activate the Explodo beam. Only way I can think of to put it. I thought this part was pretty cool, and they're being pursued by Degna's ship with Tucker Smallwood, our pal, a character who I can't. At this point, I'm saying not giving that character a name was a mistake. And he's done a good job of picking up the torch for Degna, and the Arboreal's finally talking and getting into stuff a little bit here. But we're going to see that we have a pretty desperate situation, and the Time Guardians are wondering what's going on. They're counting the different threads. We always see them in groups of 3, a lot of times just 2. Are there 3 of them because of the 3 witches from Macbeth? I mean, what is with these 3 Time
left,
Guardians?
Right, and center fielders.
So we're strong up the middle here. It's the pitcher, catcher, and center fielder. Yeah, I don't know what. Like, we always see 3 of them, and they're like the fates, the muses, or the sirens. I don't know what to tell you. Their moments of talking to each other is very much like when the Cylons talk in BSG2. And welcome to everybody. We got a pretty full house. Good to see everyone out there. Is there anyone I missed coming in? Let me take a look.
Oh, we got Dave
Mark
C.
Harkness, hello. Dave C., hello, my friend. It's good to see you, sir. And Mark Harkness, I see, is here. Sir, climb into the pod. I think that's everyone. I hope if I missed you, I'm sorry. Hello to everyone. Lombardi 1969 is here. Hello. It's good to see everyone. And so the female Time Guardians, we know that there's males in their society because the one original Guardian we meet's a real dick, but he's male. Maybe they needed some testosterone on this leadership council. Their whole plan of having the Xindi destroy the Earth for them so they can build a trans-dimensional escape thing, if we had gone even a little bit further with them, we would have needed to know why they had to come to our dimension. But anybody want to talk about the female Time Guardians? They seem to be in control of their society. They seem to be in control of their plan. No.
I'm tired of them. I am so tired of them.
To be fair, there was only as much of them as we could take in this episode.
Yeah, I don't like their costumes. I don't like the makeup. It's a really weak alien to think up. Why are they eating?
They look like foundling. They look like founders. They look like changelings a lot.
They look like us too much for me to believe they need to reconfigure all of space. And this looks like maybe the undergarment that you wear before they start Borg pieces on.
You broke up a little there. I'm sorry. You sounded like you were underwater.
Like the undergarment for when they start putting Borg pieces all on you for the Borg costume. I just, there's nothing particularly great that I like about them. The time travel inconsistencies and incoherent nature of any time plot really make me not like them either. If they are such great time lords with all this great technology and all this crap, find a way to like tell yourselves, but in the past, and get them to come into that space, or figure out some damn way to just do your own dirty work. This whole thing just seems stupid because they fail. So how do they know they need to go back and do all of this stuff? And wouldn't they know? I
think Germ might have had it right.
I
think this might speak to Germ's idea that they, in fact, and Radioactive has a decent idea here that the 3 Time Guardians represent the past, present, and future. That makes sense. I mean that does jibe with the aesthetic of it. I think it's just because it's good to have 3 of them interacting rather than 2 also helps. But when we hear none of them jump on board the Enterprise and start sabotaging shit, it never seems like there's more than 2 or 3, the same 2 or 3 of them fucking stuff up, because we only see 2 or 3 at a time. And it doesn't feel like they're all over the place. But there's apparently 9 of them at one point. But these 3 female Time Guardians, I would say their outfits might relate to Daniel's time travel outfit. But the thing is, they might not be more than a few decades in the future, or they might be from right about now, because as Germ points out, their problem isn't that they're from the future and can't come back in time. Their problem is projecting themselves through dimensions, and that as far as time on a watch goes, or a calendar, they're on the same star date or Captain Starlog date as we are, but they are in another dimension. So what Germ has posited is they have a really good crystal ball, and what they're trying to do is ensure the best outcome for them. They're they're proactive. They want to. Archer sort of speaks to what the dumbness of their motivations when he and Daniels have a little bit of a scrap. Because now whenever Archer finds himself transported through time, he's just angry and keeps demanding to be sent back and does not want to hear it.
Well, if you're yanked through time, you'd be pretty ornery too.
He also
they keep telling him he's the chosen one as well.
They keep telling him, like, sir, you have plot armor. Like, just go this way and nothing bad will ever happen to you.
It's like, sir, I represent the script. I'm here to tell you to get out of the way of yourself. Send Malcolm. It's fine. And it's just like, basically, the one cool thing about this is, for this whole season and this entire episode, they're writing Captain Archer a lot like Captain Kirk, unapologetically for the first time since Captain Kirk. They had a really cerebral captain. And by the way, there's a case to be made that only Kirk or Archer would have succeeded in this mission. Picard would have still been analyzing things when the Earth was destroyed in every timeline. He would have been like, there's probably a way to go. What I'm going to do is design a way to go back in time, because I'm going to need about 40 years to figure out a perfect solution. He wouldn't, try the imperfect plan. There would be, E squared wouldn't be a thing with Picard. I think he would delay too much. Is there any other captain who could have pulled off this mission? Kirk, but...
Not so much. Cisco would have converted the Xindi to...
I don't know if
to prophetism. Well, he's also got his own extra dimensional white lit room aliens to talk to as well. So maybe they can get into the same white backlit space and just have it out diplomatically.
Hey, Jonathan.
Janeway just would have killed everybody.
Yeah, Janeway would have began vigorously exterminating everyone.
Janeway would still be lost in the whole expanse and not know how to, she would have never found the Xindi. She'd be too busy just flying around in circles.
She would have dated a couple of planetary leaders on the way.
Oh yeah.
So we spoke about this. Ew, gross.
We're gonna need Hoshi to help us. I wish I had a choice, Malcolm.
So she's barely conscious.
The favorable timelines
You saw
continue
my
to diminish.
private
The
message
Earthship
about
is
that.
on course for our primary
Yeah.
Your world is no longer the only one in jeopardy.
So T'Pol really, she has now fully invested in this fight. She's not trying to save her friend's planet anymore. It's like the fire in the house next door is spreading to her house. She's like, you know what? Garden hose ain't going to do it. I'm going to call the fire department.
Oh yeah.
Jellicoe, yeah, I agree. That's a good suggestion. Jellicoe probably could have done it. Yeah, Janeway is the bestest ever. The Guardians are just species 8472. They are from another dimension. They're a little more the Guardians are a little more cerebral in their approach, but our plan now
space, because the animation they use for the spatial distortions is pretty much exact to what they use for fluidic space.
That is true.
You were asking about the vortices and why we don't use them in the future. Well, I thought it was because the Guardian of Forever was the one that was transporting them. Like they were going through one of those portals every time. That's how they got their ship from point A to point B, right?
That would have to, or spores.
Guardian?
It could always be spores. I think it was the Cleveland Guardians who were doing that for them.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I did like how they had come up with a plan. We found out that the spheres are sort of converting space, and it's a lot like from the Star Wars EU, that extra dimensional species that wanted to come through into the galaxy far, far away, and they could just kind of show up everywhere. But this is Star Trek's sort of take on that one. RRTNZ jumps in with the Guardians had to leave their dimension because it was so polluted with plot holes that it was collapsing, and they had to make ours more plot convenient. Hey, DJ Play Nice, hello. RTNZ, you might be right. They may have destroyed their own dimension with plot holes. It's entirely conceivable that that's what happened. I'm
just
guys
glad
are bobbing
that,
up.
when Daniels tells him that, oh, hey, by the way, if you go to this decision in the Choose Your Own Adventure book, like, here you are in 10 years. So, the most dangerous occupation in humanity, the history of humanity, of exploring space in this rickety bucket of bolts, you're going to make it. It's really not all that bad. You've got sensational plot armor. You can take any kind of risk you want.
You're the bestest ever. Yeah.
It. Like,
you're a Gary Stew.
He can sit there like the JJ Kirk and eat an apple on the Kobayashi Maru every time he runs into anyone because he knows he's going to make it. Dumb. Just dumb.
Imagine that. I'm just imagining like how New Trek would handle that. Like, Captain, don't step out the airlock without an EV suit. Don't worry about it, Reed. Like walking around in the hall. I mean, they would take it way too far. You're right. So let's advance our essay here a little.
Transforming the space surrounding that sphere. They're obviously expecting us. If the ship were to...
I don't know why the Doctor is doing this, but here's the thing. We pull a Custer. And as being from Michigan, you should enjoy that one,
yes.
JT. We pull a Custer, and we have divided our forces. Archer is with Degna, is now dead, but he's on Degna's ship with Tucker Smallwood and the other good guys, Indies. We have once again done the Star Trek Enterprise most fatal flaw, overly humanizing the bad guys and diluting the bad guys' evil by just having to swap out the bad guys. We accidentally humanized the Suliban way too much just to get one episode with Dean Stockwell as fast as we could before he changed his mind. I don't know why they did that one. So the Suliban get too humanized. With the Xindi, we throw 5 different species from one planet at you at once. And while your head is spinning from that, they pull a couple of other things. And it's like, rather than humanize all of them, we just have a few of them that aren't really that bad, is the only way I could think of to put it. Some of the Xindi, not so terrible, and are reasonable from the jump. It doesn't take that long for Degna to start rethinking things, but the reptilians and what's weird is the bugmen are more introspective, but the reptilians and the bugmen have a lot of anger, and they've been the most leaned on by the Guardians. And I guess we're left to suppose that the most intelligent Xindi were probably the Avians, and that's why the Guardians got rid of them. They're at least the most independent.
That is the general idea.
I thought they were taken to flights of fancy.
Oh, I want to know why they have a 4,000-year-old planet with the Avians temple on it, with a 4,000-year-old avian temple on a Xindi planet, and they have no homeworld. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on? Like, I'm torn between saying we didn't do enough with the Xindi and saying we did enough with the Xindi. For the most part, this whole season is really entertaining, but if you analyze it, it's sort of contradictory Star Trek. It's a good show, and they're kind of lampshading a lot of the sci-fi. There's a lot of artful stuff going on, like this shot.
Be dead within minutes.
12 minutes won't be enough.
Perhaps
That's the around the sphere
about
that they
11 and a half more than I need, but
yeah, I'm going out to the car with DePaul for about 3 minutes. Here's the thing. We have a plan to disrupt the Delphic Expanse. We found out that the 70 some odd spheres are generating some sort of disruption in subspace that's causing all sorts of problems, including interference in our communications and other stuff. It causes problems scanning, and it sends these spatial anomalies to the ship. The Xindi's Time Guardian pals in the beginning of this episode decided that the Earth ship seems to have cracked the code of the spheres. The Xindi are just either naturally warlike, naturally paranoid, have been over-challenged, or just don't have very good scanning tech. Because they have not figured out much about these spheres. They've never landed on one or gone inside of one. And we pull that off fairly easily, fairly quickly. I guess they should have had a few more lines in there of the Roddenberry-esque, like, you didn't get what you bargained for with humans. We might not be the strongest species physically, but we have the strongest sense of curiosity. That's why we've already decoded your spheres. It's like, we've been here for 80 years and we barely looked at them. It's like, sort of a weak spot, like, you know, like humans were looking to the sky and trying to develop technology to look at it better from the first moments of civilization.
It's more the Guardians told them not to bother with them. Degra has a line a few episodes ago that the Guardians warned him off of really looking into the spheres. And they just bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Also, this is a rather compromising angle on this still that you have here.
You saying that Dr. Flox is a little bit suggestive here?
It's strategically placed, so we only see what's going on, you know, at a certain height.
He is looking hard to the side if he has any brain whatsoever.
Oh no, I'm implying that maybe she's positioned behind him, and it's a family show.
Well, you know what, JT? At least they're blocking the paper towel. And what kind of faucet?
Extended, but not by much.
Kohler, a bold new look.
This is the issue on the NX-01. We're going to go to the sphere we've designated as Sphere 41. And if we take it offline, it'll be fine, but there's a subspace distortion around it. It's intensifying. It's pretty bad. They seem to have gotten that one a little bit out of order because I think we set our timeline on how bad it is, and when they get there, it's worse than they thought. So either it's implied that they do this in even less time than the 12 to 17 minutes it said they have, or they just kind of made a mistake there. But the idea is, if they take this one sphere offline, it's like a key node.
Yeah, it kind of does this
won't be enough.
like weird
Extended, but not by much.
Star Wars level, like spread and shoot the next one. It's kind of odd.
It looks like a leftover effect from Star Trek Generations. It's like the Nexus. It looks a little like the Nexus. It's a kind of a cool effect when we destroy the sphere. We are doing some good sci-fi visuals. I preserved most of them in this video essay that I played through at the beginning of the show, and then we're going to use for reference to get through the plot. And like I said, Sean is crafting something that he's calling a surprise down in the engine room, so he'll be here soon.
It's
as far as Hoshi
play with you know, a file in it, like they did in Deep Space Nine.
That would be perfect. And sometimes you have to question these things, you know, like
Why, Spock? Why? All you had to do was pull the trigger.
So anyway, Hoshi, who has a fresh, like, huge SETI eel scar on her head, they put a worm in her brain, a reptilian worm in her brain, to make her more compliant for a while, which got her to crack the code. I believe, is she pulling an RFK Jr.? Is the worm dead in her brain, or did they get the germ out, the brain worm out of her, and she's just messed up from the experience?
I believe they got it out of her.
I thought they just paint it black with like the 2025 version of the band where they're all reptilian looking. You get a real worm in her from that.
They were still really good when I saw them, but yeah, maybe a little bit reptilian.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
You were drugged, Hoshi. You had no choice.
I did.
A Cosby moment, maybe.
I don't know what to say about that one.
Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
Hey, just up from the planet below. Here he is. Hey, Sean. And he's got his
guys.
Halloween avatar.
Yeah.
Hey.
How's
welcome.
everybody doing?
I'm doing great. You like my work clothes?
Yeah, it looks like you're in dress uniform there.
No, I've got Kirk's alternate green tunic.
Oh, the alternate. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, the cool one. It's easy to remove.
It's the second coolest one. I've always wanted. I'm still looking for the other one. I'm thinking about if I buy another one of these, I could get the seamstress to put the scrambled eggs on the collar.
Ooh, there we go.
But I do want to thank the channel for it. I would never have this without the channel community. It wasn't super expensive, and if you want one, Amazon's got them, sirs and madams. It's not that expensive, but I wouldn't have had the scratch if not for you guys. And I figure this is kind of putting it back into the channel, right? And tomorrow, I'm going to unironically wear this around town. I've done that a few times. I've bought some of the people on the show Star Trek uniforms, and like when we trade pictures and stuff like that, when people see candidates, like I do unironically have like a not so real Star Trek T-shirt that I wear around town that has like the I unironically walk around in a Star Trek uniform sometimes for fun.
It's New York.
But thanks, guys, for this one.
You should do it.
I fit in better here. We won't even talk about early voting today. We'll just leave that. That'll be all too painfully real all too soon. But Sean, you let me know when you're ready with your presentation. Otherwise, we're up to the part where Hoshi is saying she should have fought back a little harder. Do you want to give us your thoughts on the beginning of this episode where we see the Xindi eating the mice and other crazy stuff? This turned out it was a pretty good. It's a good Halloween episode in the sense of it is horror, and then at the end we get some Twilight Zone. This one, there's no calling this one not sci-fi enough. It is sci-fi to a fault.
Yeah, it's really good. So is this the part where Hoshi's back on the Enterprise, or is she still in custody there?
She's been on the Enterprise. We've rescued a Hoshi. You know what, Sean? Let me put it this way. We rescued Hoshi. We got her back to the Enterprise, and we have given her we have transported her to now she's on Degra's ship. In fact, here's a coming attraction. Just really quick. I usually put this on X, but Sean, let's catch you up.
Okay.
Here we go.
Previously on Enterprise.
The Guardians will not let us fail. Set a course for Earth.
She's been inside the weapon. I have to know what she saw.
We have a plan to disable Sphere 41.
Chilians will preside over a stronger Xindi empire.
And now, the conclusion.
The head of a new Xindi empire.
A little earlier, we saw the Xindi eating the mice. I thought that was a real creepy moment and a little bit non-Star Trek-y, but at the same time, it was sci-fi enough and cool enough that I was like, all right, it's weird, but it's in bounds enough for me. This show has been strange since day one anyway, right?
Yeah.
And
just so you know, the patent music has been moved to sounds.
Oh, okay.
Unhinged
cool.
is now under sounds, although there's Unhinged edit is under background music still.
Okay.
They have changed the interface on us every day.
Yeah, check the Subspace channel real quick.
Okay.
And once you're done with that, Radioactive is given a $5 super chat.
Buddy Hepburn brings up a great point. The V mice eating was better because you got to see the necks bulging when they swallowed the mice. I thought that was a little bit cooler effect. When I was watching them, it looked like they had kind of rigged up a mask or something, and you only see the neck almost like
I lost you there for a minute,
Yeah,
JT.
you're scrambled up there,
I'm
JT.
scrambled up. Okay. I'm talking right into the mic here, but the whole thing was I thought they kind of had a mask or a model that they were dropping the mice down into, instead of having an actual actor eat the mouse, which was kind of disappointing. I was hoping they were going to make the actors eat a mouse.
It would have been funny, or maybe I thank God they weren't from Richard Gere 4. We can only imagine what would have happened to those mice if they had been from that planet. But I digest. That was a pretty cool and effective creepy scene. We got a $5 super chat from Radioactive. The reality is that Hoshi had suicidal tendencies from that worm's trip to the brain. You know what? Thank you for the chat. I don't want to leave that on screen too long, but yeah, she was self-deletional, or at least they kind of. I think the thing is more than self-deletional. She's pushed past the point of exhaustion, and she's acting like in a manner that's like inconsistent with herself, and sort of just like her personality is offline, and she's kind of a little bit primal. She just wants to go back to bed. She doesn't quite know what's going on. And it's the classic Star Trek drawing strength from the captain's determination, right? Archer sort of gently but firmly is like, Hoshi, there's like billions of people on Earth. We irresponsibly didn't start any kind of evac. You've got to figure this out right now. And she's kind of, I thought Linda Park did some great acting. She sells being in pain well. And she makes a lot of great noises when she's in pain or sick that I like to listen to. But that's aside the point. The point is she's real sick, and Archer's pushing her right to the edge of her ability to cope. Any further thoughts? Oops, I kicked the wrong video out of the studio. Let me get the right video. But thoughts on Linda Park's performance in this one as she's dealing with the like kind of no choice but to get up to speed and help Archer with disarming the weapon, which means reading a lot of Xindi languages and doing some code breaking. And basically, she's just been sick for a week because they gave her the old Wrath of Khan Star Trek brainworm.
Oh, Admiral. Are we there? There's a delayed response here from the ship's computer here.
Is there?
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
There we go.
Oh, hey, that's pretty cool. That was a good Major Barrett. We'll put that back up. Play the sound again.
Okay.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
There you go. Thank you very much, Radioactive. I don't want to say it again because it's very controversial. Mr. President, what did you think of that? Is it a little bit? Is it okay that I said it? Will I get in trouble? Oh, that's my fault. Is it okay, sir?
Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
I'm laughing at the superior intellect.
Smarts on me. And this part of the episode, I like Scott Bakula's like reaction. He's just like, all right. First of all, our plan to sabotage the spheres rides on Hoshi being able to crack some codes. She's on Degri's ship. We've got the part where we're going to blow the sphere up pretty much under control, but Hoshi has to figure out how to disarm the weapon and I guess what part one is sabotage the sphere and its power source, and part two is that will lead to it self-destructing. We can't just fly in there and blow it up like the Death Star. It already looks too much like it and does the same thing.
You need to complete the decryption.
I understand.
Sir.
Sir! I made sure to isolate every use of the word sir in the episode.
Sorry, Travis. You're gonna have to get us to the manifold on thrusters only.
She's coming with me.
Yeah, you can only hope to be so lucky. I mean, that's optimal for everyone.
My favorite.
But no.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's favorite. That's a season high. But let's just talk about this one for a moment. The first person he recruited was Hoshi. He felt a little bad about recruiting Hoshi, but it was like, damn it, Hoshi, I need you, we need you. It was like a motion picture kind of thing. It's like, you're the only one who could crack these alien languages, Hoshi. You could do it. And from day one, they pushed very hard on her as like a Priya Hura type person. I guess the best way you could put it now is the show lends itself to the interpretation of she is able to speak enough or pick up enough context from what's going on, and she's just a master of reading body language and of like all like Earth languages that she can write a good enough prompt to start the universal translator breaking down the language, because usually she doesn't have to get too far before the technology starts helping her out.
Admiral, there's one difference though. You mentioned TMP, like how when Kirk says, damn it, Bones, I need you badly. In this case, Archer didn't extend his hand out to her. It was something else.
Yeah. Is this any better? Can you hear me? Any easier?
You sound good, Germ. I saw your your private chat. I know you got to get going. Thank you for hosting the pre-show. You want to do us a favor and give us your grade before you split?
I give this the very good episode for the season. The CGI very good, the acting very good. The only weak part was really the writing over the season. The last 3 minutes of this should have been cut off. We don't need the reveal that Archer survived. We don't even need to see that they're back in time. So that puts it down for me. So I gave it a B+. 89%.
89%.
Higher, slightly higher than I expected.
Yeah, JT, I know what you were expecting. Germ, I want to thank you so much. And what's Monday's Kaiju is a classic. Tell everybody what Monday's Kaiju show is.
Monday we have Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
All right, my friend. I'm going to aim you at the southwest part of the northern continent and bid you good night. Thank you so much for hosting the watch party.
No problem. Good night,
see you, Germ.
Later, buddy.
See you, Germ.
He's going to miss out on something fun, but he can catch the replay. And I invite everyone to hang out till we can get to it. It'll come soon.
Yeah, Sean promised us a special Halloween. I don't know if it's Halloween themed, but a special treat. We got part 1, the incoming super chat. That's fun. I like that. And Archer now, his when he sees Daniels, he's just sick of it. And the writers, I think, have detected that we are sick of it. There has been enough time now for feedback from season 1 and 2 to have really filtered through. In season 1, I think people were greatly annoyed by the time travel. By the way, Mike Sussman gave an interview about William Shatner and the idea they had. Listen to this. It would have been his mirror universe self. And the reason the mirror universe thing was shown out of sequence was because they were holding on to it to maybe use him. The idea is the original Kirk from Mirror Mirror is still around. We would have referred to him as Tiberius Kirk. And he would have been like in a bad way because of Mirror Spock's actions after the episode of TOS, and living with the implications of that, working with them as they got knocked through the mirror, or their mirror cells as that Kirk gets knocked through time. It was so complex and so crazy. I think that's maybe the only reason we threw Daniels into this, is because we like we offered the actor another day's work or something. So like, we might need him, just throw him in there. We've already messed this one up bad enough. But the William Shatner angle for this one was really wild. I don't know if they could have made it work. It sounds a little too crazy. But We don't do anything special now. You turn a corner and you're there. I think I do Archer's transition from where we are to the future. I'm not sure. It's really mundane. No. He turns a corner and he's just on this balcony. Daniels gives him the speech about how this is his own future and how he's going to see something, of himself in the future, and the speech he gives. And Archer's like, I don't care. And he's like, well, people would be very upset if I showed you this, but you've got to see it. And he's like, no, I don't care. And he's like, but you got to see this. It's like, it's the best. And he's like, no. He's like, but if listen, I'll cut to the chase. You got to send Reed instead of going yourself to the Xindi weapon to destroy it. And he's like, why? And he's like, you're too critical to the future. And he's like, well, then the future will have to happen a different way. My place is on the bridge, and my role is to destroy the weapon. I don't care about your Federation. He's like, but none of this happens without you. And he's like, well, then it just won't happen. Send me back now. And that's where he ends off with Daniels. And I think we fuck off from this to never see this idiot again. Is it right? In a story as weak as his hairline, it finally goes away, right? Please tell me this goes away now.
He seems to be
this is it for Daniels.
the type of guy that Daniels will not do well at his next performance review and may be fired from the local hardware store.
He's going to be sent back to the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
It's like, Daniels, you're such a bad time traveler. We're sending you to the MCU time travel show.
He'll have travel psychosis and have to live in early 20-teens San Francisco as punishment.
I believe he should have to be sent to the Disney MCU and have to be in Loki's time travel TVA. He's such a bad time travel agent, and deal with those fucking assholes. Its ultimate punishment was to end up in New Trek, I guess, if you want to believe that.
Can do all this other shit. Why doesn't he actually act more deliberately? He gives them technology to decloak cloaked vessels that we just somehow never use in the future after this. He's able to give them tags to tag technology and beam it all out when they're done collecting it, which is a stupid plot thing. He pulls Archer in and out of time and all around, and whenever he wants to chat because he's bored on AOL Instant Messenger, he does so many different things. I'm like, dude, Daniels, just appear on that sphere yourself with a backpack of C4 and blow up the damn ship. I've been watching First Contact lately, but anyway.
Then this is the episode for you.
At all? Why do you need Archer at all for any of this? Fight your own damn temporal Cold War.
Yeah, it's like, I've got a man crush on Archer. I'm just going to go back and talk to him. It's like as if one of us was fixated on Abraham Lincoln and kept going back in time to talk to, honest Abe. It's like, you got to tell us, man. Well, who would have been your favorite baseball team? Well, it would have obviously been the Yankees. Oh, wow. Okay. It's like, I don't know why he's obsessed with Archer either. If Archer got it done without him, he doesn't need Daniels to go in there and change the verdict.
It's like us going back to the American Civil War and giving General McClellan a tank in 1862, and you're like, here, aim it right at General Lee, and here, this is how you operate it, and here, this is how you do it. It's like at this point, why don't we just take the tank ourselves and just It just do it already. It's like
even worse than that, right? It's like giving the tank to Custer in June of 1876, and this will come in handy, sir. And he's like, I scoff at your metal dragon. It's like, no, you idiot! No, you need this so badly.
But we don't want to drive it ourselves.
Exactly.
That we won't do.
Take a minute. Do you remember I told you about a Federation? If you're killed, none of this will happen.
My mission is to save Earth.
They're in a Holiday Inn or something.
Yeah, I do think they felt like they're in a convention center.
Yeah.
And the needless trip to the future to tell Archer that he's going to be a big wheel. He already kind of is the first Starship captain. Could it be any... he's already experiencing unprecedented notoriety because of what he is. So why keep on reselling it to him? What's the point? But the Xindi have reached Earth, and they have to drop out of their vortex 2 million kilometers away from Earth, which, if I'm correct, isn't that like 70 times further away than the moon? Not much for Star Trek spaceflight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The distance thing.
Do I have the
don't know.
math
I
right on that?
worry.
280,000 miles, right? So they're 2 million miles. So something like 70 times further than the moon. They're
Well,
not like super far away. Well, I don't know.
The closest planet is 24 million miles away, which would be what? Venus? Or is that Mars? Either way.
Mars is the closest planet.
Yeah. So like 24 million miles ish on average. Maybe. But no, actually, is Venus. Venus in its closest orbit is 24. Mars is like 34. So
you're right.
Further than maybe the moon, but it's still pretty darn close. It is very close, in fact.
It doesn't seem like too far away to fire their weapon. They should have been like, using me like I don't know, like moving behind one of the planets. I guess one of the things we said earlier was that it's a really efficient story. So maybe they didn't bother with the bells and whistles. It's just they drop out of their vortex 2 million kilometers away. So like the math doesn't apply because I had it in miles anyway. But anyway, they drop out of this vortex. It is a pretty cool effect. I like that part of it.
It's a shame. All that water.
The aquatics would have loved it, is what he says. And I thought that was cool that for a moment, this terrible lizard man who's a real douchebag, that he felt some pangs of regret at destroying the Earth because it was beautiful.
I still think a pod of orcas would just F up the aquatics.
That's why they killed every last whale
Star
when
Trek
they
4. Like, why didn't they come and help out?
Actually, I was theorizing this, I think, on the weekday show when we were talking Star Trek. What happened is the Guardians got rid of the Xindi avians, and they were trying to get rid of the aquatics next. So the weapon was a double test. It did cut that swath, but when it arrived, what it did was it got every remaining whale to get in a line from Florida to Ecuador, and most of the whales died when the weapon hit, and the probe was the Xindi's second plan. It's Xindi Time Guardian Plan B.
I'm calling bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's fun bullshit, but it's bullshit.
Okay, so the Death Star dropped out only, it dropped out too far away from Yavin.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. Today, we celebrate our Xindependence Day. RTN said, that is hilarious, man. That is great. Thank you. That is great. And hey, Lemon Pie is greeting you, Sean. You're getting hailed.
Yeah,
and I think we got a few incoming hails in chat for Sean.
Yeah, I see YouTube's doing the old revert to their crazy channel handles.
Yes. Yeah.
No one's sure it's not uniform across all channels yet, right?
But I've seen it on Dadman's. I've seen it on Mark's. I've seen it on Dave C's. I've seen it on
places
Nick
you
Weiser's.
haven't seen it.
I mean, places I have not seen it. The Critical Drinker. But that could just be a coincidence.
It's still a test. It's still maybe still just a test.
Yes.
Well, what can I tell you? I'm Admiral Teague. I'm not changing my fucking handle. At any rate, this is the distortion around the
I had to
sphere.
change mine off from Thunberg Fan 69. So.
All right. So there's some distortion around the sphere. and it's going to mess up everyone in the ship within 12 to 17 minutes, and they're all going to have reptile skin in like 2 or 3. It was kind of a cool new way to demonstrate the effects of this like sphere distortion, time distortion, or what is it? It's a spatial dimensional distortion. It's changing dimensional space. It's more suitable for the sphere builders now, the Guardians, and so when we enter it, we start to crack up like an old bagel, the way that one Time Guardian that we captured was.
Yeah.
And now Yosemite Station gets destroyed here by the Acme Station Destroyer. This stupid fucking lizard man. Does he not understand when the planet is destroyed, the station will go with it? Is he just he's chomping at the bit to kill humans, and they're still waiting for them to charge up the weapon on the Xindi weapon? The planet destructo beam is not ready to go. Yeah, I guess. Just he's a sadistic piece of shit.
Yeah,
I think so. He also doesn't realize that when you attack Yosemite Sam Station, that it's going to get people a little excited.
That picture of the space coyote with the Acme planet Explodo.
Yeah.
The Acme Super Pew Pew.
By the way, is Yosemite Sam, but
he's very big on the Second Amendment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think he should be called Second Amendment Sam.
The individual right to keep in bare space lasers. Yes.
Okay.
The Federation founders had phase cannons. So clearly, everybody in the TNG era has the right to own and bear quantum torpedoes. Right?
I would agree.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Positively. Let's advance this a little bit. They destroy Yosemite Station. There are 33 scientists on board. That'll show them they're just a bunch of academics. They probably had some crazy space science where they're saying space was getting too cold or too hot, or that ion storms are coming. So, take that, you space nicks.
Hey, you fucking nerds.
So they saved the taxpayers of Earth a lot of money. It's Dolan and Space Doge just creating Earth inefficiency.
Well, it did him a favor because the Starfleet shutdown prevented some supplies from getting.
True.
President Red wouldn't approve of the budget, or had a budget that no one would approve of. Indiana Jones and the Great Weapon. Oh, we're having a Xindi train of cause and effect here. Nicolas Cage is back, and this time he's here not to steal the Declaration of Independence, a passage of Zindia. We got it at the same time. I love when that happens. You know what? We have the smartest, nerdiest channel. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Indiana Jones and the birth control pill dial of Month of Fun. Anyway, here we are on Degra's ship. That's where Archer's hanging out.
The space station blows up. You forgot the clip where Archer starts chanting, "We will win, and we won't rest." Yeah,
I deleted that clip earlier. I think I deleted that clip earlier today. I don't know. I got rid of one just before too, as per the comment. So check it now, Scotty, and try reverse polarity for me.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, sorry folks, we're trying to get something uploaded here.
Oh, sirs!
Whoa!
What does God need with a starship?
That's much more in vain with it. Here we go. So meanwhile, back at Sphere 41, which kind of sounds like a really good disco or nightclub as well as a good band name, they have realigned the impulse engines to fire through the deflector, which explains a lot of the reasons why they have no info later. I don't think we take time out to say we have fried our deflector and our long-range sensors and everything. We're firing through the... Is this the when they say that this is they're firing it through their sensor array, correct?
Through the main deflector. This is the same energy.
Why
beam
is there a
that they
deflector, though?
made- This is the same energy beam that they made in TNG when they were attacking the Borg cube.
What
And it didn't
does a
work
ship
there
that
either.
polarizes its hull need with a deflector?
Well, maybe they aren't entirely honest about things, and they need to kind of get around some uncomfortable truths.
Is this also the same effect they did in Generations when they tried to simulate the torpedo effect?
Yeah.
Don't bullshit me.
There's a lot of recycled effects going on here. We're going to see the Nexus effect reused when they destroy the sphere too for lighting the towers of Ro. It's supposed to be like LOTR a little bit. They're doing the lighting the beacons of Gondor with the sphere to sphere destruction, but basically you only have to take out these. My headcanon on this one is maybe this is the North Pole sphere and the feedback goes to the Southern Pole sphere, and they're the controlling ones. Because we see the destruction spread to two different spheres, but not before our heroes have to deal with
This is totally the cube.
an invasion by... Here we go. This is
deflector gun, though.
We hear there are 9 Time Guardians attacking the Enterprise. They're pretty smart. They approach this exactly like the Borg, to which I also want to add, this felt very First Contact-y, especially when they're trying to fend them off. And then, out of nowhere, of all people, Phlox, I guess it's because Malcolm's on another ship, comes up with modulating the phaser frequencies. Anyone else find that to be a bit strange?
Well, they've already kind of jumped the shark with a lot of this crap anyway. Why did they wait?
It's stuff
till
we're
now?
not supposed to be doing, right?
Why did they wait till now to do this? Why didn't they do this a month ago?
It's sort of like what the 1883 Taylor Sheridan panel went through when we realized 4 episodes into 1883 that it was this show should have been called 1843. There's no way they have this kind of problem in 1883. It's maybe just take some penicillin. Perhaps you should go from major city to major city by train. Sorry, go ahead, JT.
Just say, well, penicillin was the 1930s, I think, but in any event,
the thing is, they had problems that bacteria theory would have solved, and they're ignorant of it. And also, the level of privation and the amount of Guardians roaming around there is out of control.
Yeah, not by 1883, no.
The last big fight, and it's an outlier, they had mostly suppressed the Guardians and gotten them onto reservations. In an outlier, and something that hadn't happened in a super long time, only the long in the tooth remembered it, was they come off the reservation and start wilding around and asserting some claim to their claim to the land, and they're going to try to take back what they think is theirs, and it led to a disagreeable time with a gentleman from Michigan named Custer, who won 2 Super Bowls by leaving behind Vinatieri's great-grandfather. Yeah, he was Colonel Custer when he died. A lot of people don't know that. Yes, that is correct, sir. But here come the Time Guardians.
These aliens, these Cleveland baseball players are really lazy in my mind. You give them,
but the music for them is great.
The music for them is great, but you're giving them the Borg. This is exactly what happened in Q-Who, where we're shooting the deflector beam at the Borg cube, but then
they approach this exactly the way the Borg would
with their hand. It just.
Yeah, they wanted to have a biological weapon or something.
Can I finish, please? Can I finish, please?
No!
We're going to have a little bit of fun in a little bit, folks.
Computer, you're not to respond. You're not to interrupt me.
Authorization acknowledged.
You want to do
All
it
right.
now?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Let me. I gotta share a screen here. Sorry if we're gonna pause the.
We now interrupt this show for this special presentation from Star Trek News or whatever we are. Oh, here we go. Oh, cool.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
What's in huge in this? Are we in the way of
Admiral
anything key?
Teague, please report to sickbay.
Well, I'm gonna have to go down to sickbay and have them shoot me up with some space drugs. I'll be right back, guys.
Wait, hold, yeah. You're supposed to fight.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Okay, let's
Computer,
start over.
I
We're
will
gonna start
not-
over. Here we go.
Go ahead. I forgot about that. Yes, right.
Admiral Teague, please report to sickbay.
I had a full medical last week. I'm fine. I'm staying here on the bridge. Computer.
Insufficient response. Please report to sickbay or indicate if alternate solution is desired.
Computer, locate Dr. Crusher, have her remove her clothes and send her to the bridge.
Warning, high levels of sexual frustration detected. Admiral Teague, please report to sickbay.
Computer, run program Riker 69 minuet subroutine, and I'll go to the holodeck in a half an hour. How's that?
Alternate solution identified. Initiating emergency transport.
Oh shit.
Transport to holodeck completed. Please state desired tension release program.
Run program Riker 69.
That program is not available. Please choose alternate program.
Run program Trump 47.
That program is not available. Please choose alternate program.
Neelix 1.
There's got to be a workaround so that I can still get to minuet.
Neelix 1.
Computer, Arch.
Insufficient response. Selecting appropriate program based on personal history. Program identified. Loading Pride Weather Simulation West Kegel 2. Program complete. Enter when ready. Pun intended.
Oh.
Alert. Cleanup crew, please stand by to report to holodeck 2.
You know what? I think it's been long enough. Why don't I give this one a try? Maybe the show that I turned on and set up hours ago on Rumble should probably start. You know what?
We're not.
I think I'm gonna. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll go into Rumble and turn on this show. Always an idea. What's the stupidest technology in the world? Hello, everybody on Rumble. This is not quite exclusive, but hey, happy Halloween, Trek or treat. And Jerm and I are working on cooking up something special for next week too. And also try the veal. And check out the Landman upload, guys. It's pretty good, and it'll get you up to speed for season 2. We cover episodes 1 through 7. It's very comprehensive and very controversial, sirs and madams. Anyway,
I think.
Are we done arguing with the computer?
No. It's just.
Oh no.
Program West Kegel 2 has been terminated.
Thank God.
Admiral Teague, please rate holodeck satisfaction on a scale of 1 to 10.
I give this holodeck a 0. It's like a Kurtzman deck.
Response. Admiral Teague, please rate holodeck satisfaction on a scale of 1 to 10.
It's somewhere between a JJ and a Kurtzman.
Setting satisfaction level to level 10.
Oh God!
Incoming transmission from Starfleet Command, Human Resources Division.
Uh-oh.
I'm still waiting for this Zoran joke to come.
Insufficient response. This interchange has been terminated. Security, report to holodeck 2.
Wait,
Sending holodeck
security,
recording
stand
across
down. This
all
is Admiral
subspace
Teague
channels.
reporting from holodeck 2. The safety protocol's been turned off. Don't send anyone in here. The computer
Sending
seems to have gotten a
holodeck
mind of its
recording
own.
across all subspace channels.
Uh-oh. Did you...
You know what?
Repeat that message, please.
Sending holodeck recording across all subspace channels.
Oh, no.
Oh. Well, you know, since I'm already ruined, I think I found a workaround for the Minuet program to get it anyway. You know what, computer? Run program Law & Order Season 1, Dr. Olivet subroutine. It's the same actress.
Transferring all command functions to Lieutenant J.T. Kirk.
Oh, man, you've been relieved.
I'm losing my command.
Computer,
I'm losing my command.
And force field around Admiral Teague.
So, JT, you're the madman who's been playing God with my ship.
Anyway, there we go. That's what I was working on.
That was great. Okay.
Warning, high levels of sexual frustration detected. Admiral Teague, please report to sickbay.
Okay, that was fun to do.
Well, now I do have the command codes to the ship, so I guess it's my command now.
By your command?
Well, I have all the command codes.
That is true.
Yeah.
Permission to return the permission to return the ship to what do you call it? Permission to restore the video.
Codes back to Admiral Teague.
Thank you.
I don't think it's voice commands are disabled. I guess I don't know what I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we got to talk to Wes Cagle about that Pride Weather program, though.
Admiral, permission granted to continue the stream.
Absolutely. Let's continue the stream, and I'm going to switch back to my regular headphones because somehow these turned into external, like it went into a wear mode, so I'm getting a really bad echo. Or is everyone having a StreamYard's echo?
I don't hear one.
I don't hear one either.
It might be my earbuds. I wanted to show off the costume, though. I'll show it off one more time. I want to thank everybody in the audience.
Hold on. Let me.
This is if I was space.
There we go.
If I was Space Patton, I would have my portrait painted like this.
With the ivory phaser.
The ivory handled phaser. Hold on.
Well, you know the pearl handled phasers are only used
there. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Now I can't take you off of. There we go.
Thanks everybody so much for the awesome Halloween present, guys. Give me a minute to change headphones, and I'll restore the.
Well, if you were a Space Patton, does that mean that you were there at the Battle of Cestus 3, where the Gorn, the Gorn women were removing the uniforms of the Starfleet officers, lying naked in the sun? No?
Oh, I think he's changing his.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Dueling patents.
Yes. Kal-El reminds you, Admiral Sir, to remember practice phaser safety at all times.
I did leave the safety on. Let me get out of these headphones.
We're going to have Patton all the same. Sean?
Yes, sir.
I feel like maybe the computer has some kind of virus on. What do you think?
Hold on. This is loud, isn't it?
It is.
Let me see if I can.
I don't have a rant right now. Looks like I did go on ecstasy every day and just got trashed. That was Robert Picardo and Tim Ross going out and posting the most vile, filthy, made-up shit I've ever seen. I'm telling you, they need to run to Blue Sky, Sean. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was my attempt to start a rant that couldn't really go anywhere. So, folks, while the Admiral is talking with the communications officer backstage, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. I know we've got a lot of shows coming up in the near future that are going to be Landman related or, pop culture topic related and all that kind of good stuff. Don't go anywhere. We are.
All right. I'm cool. It took me a minute. You know what happened? My earbuds were working fine, but like I tried to turn up the volume, and that weird awareness mode that you want to leave turned off that turns on the external mic turned on, and my own voice and all the ambient noise in the room started coming through at once, so I couldn't communicate. So, all right, I'm back to my usual headphones, but you guys saw my costume. I displayed the costume.
The young lady at the bottom of the well that you.
That's what it is. I had to put fully inflatable Cara Dune onto the air compressor.
Your dog, if you let the dog close enough.
My dog did figure into it. I got divorced actually, but anyway, back to our video. If my ex-wife had that weapon, she wouldn't have needed a lawyer. But here we go. Invasion of the fucking we're tired of them bitches from the future.
You're not using your head, Pigskin.
I
didn't appreciate his language, sir.
When you have T'Pol and Hoshi running around the bridge, I mean, are you really going to be using your head? Or are you going to be thinking with something else? Just saying. Tran, come on, dude.
I would not be thinking with my head. You know what, though? I do like the aesthetic of Degna's ship. It's pretty cool. It's a lot like Shran's ship, though, so we can't really show the inside of Shran's ship. We show that from an up and above angle. And the other thing we didn't do is we didn't invest in having Shran's girlfriend in this one. His constant female sidekick. She's like, I guess they double her with someone else, but she's not in this one.
I also want to know where the Earth Defense Forces are. I mean, they kind of know that they sent out the Enterprise in like a really long shot at actually stopping this thing. Shouldn't they have a constant cap just flying around?
I think what you're saying is there was whispers of. I think what you're saying is that there was whispers of the idea that maybe the people who destroyed Florida might come back looking to do worse.
Yeah. And wouldn't you be kind of working hard to, I don't know, build a giant space laser on the moon like they did in Independence Day #2, or
if this was
Austin Powers?
Yes.
If I was running this society, we would be in full blown military mode, gearing up to like it. It would be like, look, everybody from like the oldest person who can still work to the youngest kid who could go out there. We are on full blown military mode. We are going to overwhelm this weapon with like hundreds of ships. Fuck the Xindi. I would launch a major disdain campaign against the Xindi.
You figure they have those space docks. I mean, you probably can't build a whole lot in a couple months, maybe 3 months. I forget the whole timeline, but you had like 100 days, right?
You know what? If you're just trying to put a gun in the sky, you know what I mean? It's like build the phaser and put it on like an impulse engine. Like, they're coming to Earth. We're gonna swarm this fucking thing. Like everyone who wants to be a skipper in the Earth Defense Force, report to Starfleet headquarters now.
Right, and wouldn't the Vulcans have sent at least a couple of battle cruisers? They've got some pretty
or an evacuation ship.
Yeah.
The fact that there is nothing there, I find incredibly unrealistic in this point.
Also, why not destroy the fucking Columbia?
True.
And where is the fucking Columbia? It was going to be ready in a year ago. They couldn't accelerate production on that ship because the time of war. You only have one chance to survive. It's with an NX ship. You need. But the thing is, the only chance to survive is that an NX ship pulls off a mission.
I mean, who did
If
they
you-
put in charge of that space dock? The Russians? I mean, come on, build the thing.
I mean, there was a movement on Vulcan to transfer some humans over there to keep them safe, but they had a MAVA movement, and they didn't want any refugees.
Make Vulcan. Wouldn't it be Mavga? Yeah. You know what? I think it would just be called the
geriatric again.
It would be called. How about this? The needs of the many movement.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
NOTM Vulcans.
Yeah,
The NOTM Vulcans.
Yes, Terrans just keep
ships.
breathing.
2 ships from Vulcan could have stopped this damn thing, right? And who's
Yeah,
to say they don't already have one there already all the time, right?
You know what? Let's ask our military advisor, George. Could they have stopped it?
Stylistically designed to be that way, and you can't undo that. But we can diminish the effects of it.
He seems to be saying that the Vulcans could have helped a lot more.
Yeah, Kal-El has a great point here.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to? Oh, the Admiral.
I popped it in. For whatever reason, I can't control the soundboard or the video interface, so I think I need to pop out and come back.
Yeah, maybe because I loaded that video and it might need a reset.
It's also the StreamYard is a hateful piece of garbage. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
You hold down the fort.
Yep. So now it's it's the Saturday Star Trek Sean and JT Kirk variety show, brought to you by the number 69.
Oh, look at this.
Yep.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Oh, wow. Hey. I wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wes Cagle, sir. Wes Cagle, you have served above and beyond the Call of Duty all this week in saving Star Trek's, army of co-pundits and colleagues, helping out with both Landman and helping out with a lot of weekday shows where we needed a co-host, and helping out when Germ couldn't be here a couple of times. Really do thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for that $2 super sticker. Let me see what manner of super sticker we have here. I got to look over on my show and take a look for myself.
Yeah, what I wanted to see was like 30-point defense phaser arrays, like phaser satellites. You don't even have to really move them that far. You just have like a crew of 6,
I would have also been like, it's like, I understand we have a supply of old-time nuclear missiles. I want you to launch all of them at the Xindi. Let's just see what happens. Fuck it. These people are assholes.
Right? You would have thought it would have been enough.
You know what? Honestly, it would have messed up that weapon a bit.
Just enough. This thing is an experimental prototype. It didn't work well the first 2 times. You've already been shooting at it for a while. How much do you need to knock the ball bearings out of place on this rotating spheroid thing and get it?
We only have 3 of 5. We have 3 of 5 codes. We couldn't even get all 5 codes.
I mean, you just need 1 photon torpedo to hit it right through the thermal exhaust port adjacent to the main port, and it would have just completely blowed up on its own.
I sort of mentioned this before. They couldn't do that in a very big way, because like this thing already looked way too much like the Death Star, and we had to make it function in a way that was different from the Death Star, and they're just trying to do everything they can to differentiate it. Star Trek wants planet explode ability. They want to pew pew planets to pieces, but they don't want to be just like Star Wars, and they never wanted to have an outright Death Star, which is why when JJ starts doing it ad nauseum, and now they only have Death Stars in their stories, it gets really old. It gets really old, and Star Trek was right to kind of try to stay away from it. Like the Genesis device was kind of a brilliant workaround that they made a Death Star by mistake. You know what I mean? It was very much a man can make a hell of heaven or a heaven of hell, and all the other great quotes and great literature that influenced Star Trek. But I think we had reached this point where we're talking about Hoshi's brainworm. Go ahead.
The space nonsense with the Guardians and time travel, that already knocked it down in my mind when it comes to the end, and you can't escape or delay any of the issues you've written through this story for the whole season, combined with the implausible Earth defense, which was zero.
I just want to give you one more chance.
It's hard to award this a good score already. I'm just going to put that out there.
Sean, I think I'm pretty sure when I say this, we're not going to see Daniels again. So, JT, you want to talk about the time travel outfit one more time and why you like it?
I like it because it was something different that we haven't seen before in a lot of other stuff, and that's pretty much it. I know you guys
the
gave
Time Guardians have a
day, but you know,
the Time Guardians outfit seems to be inspired by it.
This
the
I
female
think,
Time Guardians
time travel psychosising,
and also from turning into.
I don't know. Yeah.
It keeps him safe from Shooty Gatwa. It's like the back of it is ironclad. Like there's an iron plate in the back of it to keep Shooty Gatwa away.
It also helps to mesmerize you a little bit so you don't realize how dumb the plot turns every time he shows up.
It's awesome when he walks around in it and stuff because it's got like a bunch of different like color highlights underneath. But yeah, it's
I would have liked to see more technology kind of woven into it. You know, like some kind of wearables on this.
Yeah.
I think that would have made it futurism and made it actually more Star Trek because he would have had tools in different parts of him that would have been an advancement of human technology, where this is kind of just like, yeah, the tailors of the future are somewhat differently abled than what you might think.
Where to the waffled look in the future?
Not your Federation.
It's a shame. All that water.
So this is the point we were at before when we were discussing it. We're interweaving the two plots pretty well, A and B. We destroy Yosemite Station to kind of give us a little bit of action. At the same time, we're doing this like there's oil in that sphere. We're just going to drill away at this sphere the way I want to drill away at DePaul. Go ahead.
That was the best science station on this side of the Rio Grande.
Yosemite. It was cooler than Daystrom Station, which I wish could be destroyed. I would destroy Daystrom Station first, where they do like very messed up experiments. There you go. They have a built-in attorney beam, the time travel bitches from the future. Hit him with a restraining order. Excuse me, miss.
Using your head, pigskin.
Pronouns.
I anticipated that you'd need some help.
So, yeah, of course, Florida Man's toy is not working out quite so well. It's like, you know, Trip, you told us this thing could roll coal. What's the matter? And I thought it was kind of cool that rather than have some long techno babble like we fell prey to a lot in Voyager, I thought I really enjoyed in this show that what happens is that the Time Guardians, who are from another dimension, simply stick their hands into the computer and start fucking it up in a way that's extremely easy to understand. It's not quite... What is this, the emergency broadcast system? Oops.
Yeah, I think an Amber Alert or something. Sorry about that. That thing is purposely really loud.
We could have the silver alert for Admiral Teague when I start to weave off course and don't know where I am. But
I
thank God
I thought he was swearing, and it was going to be like, you know, one of those type things. But
are we having battle of the soundboards? I'll beam Tony on. I thought that was a good joke.
For crickets, so there you go.
Please
that's
clap.
my response. Oh,
please clap. It's not my fault.
We have to send for Albert Einstein, sir.
Okay. I don't feel so bad now. What the power to destroy a planet is insignificant compared to the power of logic. We are dipping.
Here we'll keep the local Terrans in line. Fear of this Xindi station.
Colonel Green is of no concern to me.
Listen to me very closely. Modulate your weapons to a rotating frequency.
You know, it would have been nice that if you passed that knowledge along, but here's Shran's ship mixing it up with the Xindi reptilian.
That third torpedo almost got you. Be careful.
He's shielding Degra's ship, which has pretty good weapons, but not wild. Degra just basically has the Xindi version of like a heavily armed Lear jet. He's got a pretty cool ship though.
He owes me. Tell them to keep doing what they're doing.
This episode brought to you by Cetaphil.
This part felt a little bit too much like the Borg, and hey, look, the Section 31 saw this part.
It felt a little Section 31-y here.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't have a problem with that though. In this context,
not the one that came decades later.
No, I mean, like in Section 31, we did have the running through the wall gag, and on that one it went wrong. But like this was logical for them to phase through the wall, being as where they from. Predictions for Wales' upcoming international rugby matches. RTN said thank you. We'll check those out. I played Medieval Total War as the Welsh in his honor, and I've conquered most of England. I just have to get the Irish off my back in that game. The Irish faction is really just badass. If they unite their island, look out for them. But like Phlox is like kind of doing Malcolm's job here, like coming up with innovations for the weapons, and I guess it's okay that we don't roll this out again. The shield modulations, it was just like, would have been nice to have known this a while ago, but okay. Like we didn't know that we were going to have extensive contact with the interdimensional beings.
Work your magic, Mr. Tucker. Within 5 minutes, everyone on this ship is going to start dying.
Here we go. I want to say that is story writing efficiency right there. We didn't have to have a long, complex, like pushing button sequence or anything where we explain what they're doing. They stick their hands into something critical and it's pretty obvious they're fucking shit up. I thought that was honestly like there's no exposition, no dialogue, nothing. Like we know that they're just up to no good and it's going to cause a problem. I got to take my hat off to the show without having it. If they had done that today in a modern Star Trek, the ship would have had balls that they would have crushed. But the thing is, they would have said, "Now let's stick our hands inside the computer and mess up their drive systems." Okay, and then like they would have done it, and then on the bridge, like Michael Burnham would have been like, "They got their hands inside our drive systems computer," and then they would have showed them doing it more. In this one, we see them put their hands into some
crying because some AI memory would have.
Can I finish, please?
No. Enjoy your snowdrift, computer.
I'm not sure the person that was generated off of should be touching computers anyway. Least screen that keyboard. We're going to kill off a Chad here, but he has a great Chad death, and we set up the fact that the center of the Xindi Death Star also has a long, north to south
cooling
pole access you can
shaft.
fall through. Yeah, you can fall from this cooling tower as well. Fuck you, Lizard Man. You deserve to die that way. So this is the Jeopardy gets cranked up. Hoshi loses the pad that has the some of the decryption on it, but she's been reading it. And also, like, it seems like conflict does bring out the best in our girl Hoshi. When she was afraid and leaned into it, she became like a danger junkie. Then when she was like in danger later on, she was like sort of like a lot harder and a lot more hardcore facing it than other crew members. Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and Xindi-rational battle stational. Xindi-rational battle station. Okay. Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational Xindi-rational battle station. Like, I don't know why he lisps right there, but he chose to do
remote. for an effective demonstration. If you have
You
another
prefer
target,
another target? A military target?
then name
Vieques.
them.
Vieques? Well, Vieques 4? It's Zindicon. I have the high ground. Zindiwan. Use the Zindicate power of Zindicide. Zindisecticide. But this, it's Dahlem, and we finally, like, it's not Archer who killed. No, we're going to mess around a little more later. That was henchman number 1. We're down to one more Xindi bad guy in here, but Mr. Reed has beat up and killed the Lizard Man, and he's not a very. I guess he's got jockey-like strength. Go ahead.
At this point, I mean, we have ship that's supposed to be like from the cold people. Why couldn't we just beam over a ton of like dry ice onto the Xindi weapon and just freeze all of the Xindi reptilians in place, like send them into like a torpor state?
You send over Arnold Schwarzenegger, like you send over a Trip, and he's got like an Arnold Schwarzenegger suit from like Batman Returns. He's like shooting that freeze ray at all the reptiles, like, chill out, man. Yeah.
We're having way more fun.
So here we go.
That would have made this a better episode.
It's Halloween, trick or treat. We got a good spooky zombie DePaul here for a moment.
I'm almost there. You don't have a minute, Commander.
This was a cool effect all the way around, and better than we've seen in modern Star Trek by a whole lot. And that, honestly, that made sense. We had the okay, JT, you get to go here, and I'm going to go up top for the moment. Okay. But you know what? You had we had this pretty logical sequence here. We take out one of the spheres. Archer and Hoshi finish sabotaging the sphere. At the same time, Reed takes out henchman number 1. We fucked this thing up enough.
In modern Trek, that would have been Tilly, by the way.
It would have been Tilly, and also this thing would have had an American flag on it. Let's face it. This is so much better CGI than we get in bad modern Star Trek. Decent nuclear explosion, like shockwave or whatever you want to call it here, from the Xindi weapon being destroyed. I thought it was pretty good.
Odd, like implosionary type thing. It was all right. I don't know how I feel about it. I think
this was cooler.
That it would shoot energy to the other spheres.
This was it made sense in my mind, because they had set it up as a master sphere that was very important. So that just like was their best they could do at representing that it destroys the other spheres, because T'Pol is going to just say it later, there are no more. They didn't have the money to show multiple spheres being destroyed. They got two really good explosions out of Paramount. That's the way I'm seeing this one. And where's RRTNZ's comment? Chancellor Valorum should be recalled. He's indecisive. Here we go. Mark Harkness said, Chancellor Valorum should be recalled. He's too indecisive. Palpatine in action now. Your overconfidence is your weakness. Archer, your faith in your super weapon is yours. Kal-El, good one. JT, the Xindi reptiles are too gorny to freeze. Maybe. They're gorned toads. But I thought this effect was better than the explosion. It was really cool. This effect was cool. We hadn't seen this over and over at the time either, where they just get sucked out of existence. That was a cool twist on the Back to the Future fade away. And I guess the deal is they're alive, but they just got sucked back to their dimension? Or was our space so incompatible for them so fast that they are destroyed?
It was convenient to just have them go away for the plot. We'll never know. We're not supposed to know.
My thought is they're zapped back to their dimension, but destroyed is viable. We'll have to ask Sean when he gets back.
She really needs like some Cetaphil.
You need some
on
lotion,
that.
baby.
Yeah.
You're ashy. Vulcans get ashy. They're from a desert planet. They're used to a dry climate. Archer here, this was not so terrible. Without the pad, Hoshi is still able to recall enough to get him through this. And the props were well thought out. He just flips them around, and they're very much like reverse polarity. I liked it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We're here to destroy it. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
Cool moment of decisive leadership from Archer, and it was very Captain Kirk. That line was written in a very Shatner-esque way. That was a very Kirk line. Don't worry, gentlemen and lady, I'll be right behind you. It had that gentleman beam me aboard, kind of energy. I don't know. I'm feeling Kirk vibes from the way they're writing him. He's not playing him like Shatner, don't get me wrong, but he has Kirk-like traits that I'm really loving and appreciating. The charges are cool and make sense.
They're very close. They are likely visible from Earth's orbit, from the ground.
People on the ground are seeing this if it's on the night side of the planet.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Reverse polarity just plain old makes sense. It just plain old was, all right, he pulled out the prop and he turned it around, he put it back in the other way and the color of the light changed. And honestly, this episode gets so many points for just plain old logic. Welcome back, Sean.
Why would you build the weapon with a self-destruct device like that? And questions abound.
It's not a self-destruct device so much as it's a flaw. Sean, I was just saying, I thought the effect was really cool on this one, and Archer sabotaging the Xindi weapon that's attacking the Earth, that I thought was props to them, and I thought this was one of the cooler effects of the episode. She's ashy. What are you going to do? But
Star Trek Voyager Red Foreman logic, when you destroyed all the spheres, wouldn't that have turned back time and all the effects that they would have had throughout the expanse region of space, and then they wouldn't have had the Xindi there in conflict at all, and the
you're forgetting
Death Star would have evaporated.
We do turn back time.
It takes time for effects of time to ripple
to
through.
ripple up the timeline.
Yeah.
That is all I can think of is this was a completely unforeseen timeline because Archer's using Madman theory through most of this mission of somewhat this avenging mission. But I wanted to give the show props here for, I said that in modern Star Trek, when we had the attack on the ship by the interdimensional chicks, they would have said, like, we must now put our hands inside their drive computer to mess up their ship's drive. And we would have seen their hands go inside. And then on the bridge, they would have said, Captain, their hands are inside of our drive computer. It's going to mess up the ship's drive. And, like, Michael Burnham would have been like, that'll leave our ship without a drive. And then back in the engine room, we would have seen them again, and they would have said, we would have seen their hands, and we would have seen them moving them around, and be like, we've almost disabled their drive, which will leave them powerless. What we do is he pulls out the power rod, does the old Star Trek reverse polarity, and when he puts it back in, it changes color. And I just think it's really good plot efficiency. Sean, thoughts on that one?
I'm sorry. I was working on something.
No problem.
I apologize.
No problem. I guess I've congratulated the plot enough. We don't need to validate it. It is very efficient use of props.
I agree with. I absolutely agree.
There you go. Politburo style. When in doubt, just go Politburo style. Just be like, sir, not only was that correct, but it was delivered with amazing style.
The first member of the crew that returns to their seat and stops clapping is just put out the airlock.
Austin Powers, Xindi National Man of Mystery, Person of Interest. We're going strong here, man. We've got a real competition.
Person of Interest.
I can defeat the Black Knight. I'm invincible. The Guardians were fans of the Who, but to the line of why don't you all? But took the line, why don't you all? fade away too, literally. I did like the way they sort of zapped out. Sean, what's your opinion? Do they die or do they just get sucked back into their own dimension? We do change space back to being completely incompatible to them.
Yeah, I think they get blown instead of sucked.
They're sort of, but they're vaporized into like whatever their essence has been destroyed. However you want to say it.
Yeah,
they're done. They're done. They don't get.
Like
they don't
it's
get
like
sent
they hung
back
up the
to,
phone
not,
like at the end of the Picard season.
Oh yeah, I don't know. The thing is, they're not from the future, right? They're from another dimension, but now and have vision to the future. So, are they just simply are they kicked back to their own dimension, or are they destroyed?
I think they're just kicked back.
I'm going with destroyed. The more I think about it, because they're trying to change space to be compatible for them, and the moment it becomes compatible for us again, they like. And like we saw that like when it was 90% compatible for them, they were still like, and that one guy turned into like old pizza.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
So strength here from the captain.
They closed the portal of the event horizon, and that's why all those Guardians went back.
Where we're going, you won't need eyes. But yeah, these props just make sense. When he reverses them and put them in, the color changes. He's rigged the weapon to blow. The Xindi fucking reptilian isn't quite sure what he's... I think that's why he yells at him, "What have you done?" He doesn't quite know what's been done because he doesn't quite understand the weapon. He needed Hoshi to help him like code break it. So whatever, the Xindi reptilians are mean and brutal, and I guess got a lot of their tech from the arboreals and the primates. I don't know what to tell you on this one.
Well, the weird part was Archer still had both of his hands when he grabbed onto that railing over the edge. That was the total Cloud City look.
I think that I knew what you were going for with that one. I just wanted to think about it in a moment. Like, yeah, I was like, it's like I was waiting for it, like, to say that Dolan was giving Archer a "who's your daddy" sort of moment there.
Jonathan,
that's impossible.
I'm your pet turtle's father.
No.
They have no shielding on their starboard engine.
By the way, we're mixing our action plots together well, and here comes our buddy Shran. By the way, this isn't a full-on Shran appearance. Like I said, we don't have his crew. We just have him. And his ship looks too much like Degra's for them to show him from any other angle. We can't show his view screen. We can only show him. He's got a round view screen.
Target all weapons.
It might be the same set.
I don't even know if we see the other Andorians at all. But what was messed up about that was when they destroyed the Xindi reptilian ship, it went shooting toward the biggest piece of it went shooting towards the weapon, and I was like, is it going to crash into it like the Executor crashed into the Death Star? But they blow that off. The implication is that part of the debris of that ship hits the Xindi weapon, which doesn't hurt our story.
It's too deep within the weapon.
I hear someone testing some Elcar stuff. By the way, I thought that was a pretty good fight. Archer manages to plant the charge on the back of this scumbag, and
I want to know how he stuck it on him.
We see him do it. He slips it underneath the vest.
Or hoop and, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Like, what is... I guess, like, you know what? It's like this perfect futuristic kind of charge.
Some chewing gum, and he just...
It's ionic, and it bonds to whatever you touch it to, because it's futuristic. I don't know. It's an ionic bond. He knows it's there right away, so it's not like he secrets it on him. But that's the way to kill off a Season 1 villain. Right now, I'm still pretty happy with this episode, and I wish it would have ended in about 2 more minutes, but there's, like, a bit left.
The better way to have done that scene, I mean, it was already pretty cool, but I wanted, like, the reptilian to just completely splatter everywhere, even all over Captain Archer, and then he, like...
He does!
Licks around... Well, he kind of, like, vaporizes. Like, I wanted, like...
No, but that is pieces of him on Archer. Well, there's debris on... There was some debris on the on. It was there was blood on the pillar, and that's his blood on Archer.
Right, but I'm saying in this shot, I wanted him covered in like reptilian.
Oh, viscera.
Yeah, and then just
And
have him like
guts.
lick around his face and just say, "Tastes like chicken."
It's like many pigs died to film this scene. In New Trek, he would have had to roll around in like cattle entrails all day.
Sure. But if he had said the line, "Tastes like chicken," it would have been.
Sam Beckett, always hoping the last leap will be the leap home. Why does it look so much like that? They're trying to evoke it, aren't they? Anyone?
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Sean, I think, is still working away, being like a Jordy. Are you done with down there? Or?
Yeah, I'm just working on something for the end of the show. I think you're going to really like.
Okay,
you'll see. I'm sorry, but you'll love it. Everyone else will love it too.
Really quickly here, on this part of the episode, we're about to send Archer back through time by himself, and we don't know how the fuck he gets there. Are they deliberately evoking Quantum Leap here? It looks like it, right?
Yes, it does.
This moment looks very Quantum Leap.
Why is he jogging? He's not even running, like sprinting. He's jogging.
Because it's Scott himself, and he's a principal actor, and they don't want to hurt him. They're like, don't run. Don't run. Like, their nightmare is he trips and bashes up his face, and they can't film for like 5 days, you know? Yeah. Or they could go back and at this point, they actually have room to fix it. They could go back and refilm the fight scene and just have him get a lot more messed up. And I think the Lizard Man did tear up his back. He raked him across his back good. Lizard Man was going for broke. And again, I wish we could find a species where we're Vulcans to them. It's like maybe Packleds or Ferengi. It would be so cool if humans were 5 times stronger than Ferengi. Like in that one episode where the Ferengi are fucking with Cisco. You could just pick one up and throw it against the bulkhead and it splatter like a bug. You'd be like, anyone else want some? Yeah.
Now, this thing is also so, out of all the Death Star explosions, I would say this is better than Star Wars, but not quite as good as Return of the Jedi. What do you think? How would you rank the Death Star explosions?
It's not special edition Death Star.
No. I'm talking about the original ones as George Lucas intended.
I loved it, and it blew my mind when I saw it in the movie theater. I know that I was absolutely fixated on how cool it was. So when they messed with it, in my opinion, they really messed up. And I think George Lucas needs to strip out that stuff that he put in the 90s in his movie. It's had its day,
agreed.
It's taken all the charm out of his movie, and it's time to back down, George. George, calm down!
But if you had to rank it, how does this Death Star explosion rank among the others?
I think it's right ahead of Death Star 2, but behind Death Star 1, and but not as cool as the explosion of the Xindi experimental weapon, which went up pretty good.
Fair enough. Sean, how would you rate this Death Star explosion?
It's a 10 out of 10.
Okay, cool. I would like to say I loved it as well, but I think it was totally unnecessary. I think this device was so complex, you could have broken a small part of it at random, and it would have caused not to work. It would have been like, oh, okay. That's all.
They didn't know what they were called yet, but I think in this episode they discovered something called member berries. Just want to submit an exhibit here to the panel.
Kinetic defense procedures initiated.
Time travel.
But if they changed history, why are we still here?
I mean, had we found some member berries out there, perhaps?
Yes.
Will we remember burying some stuff? But with no further ado, that was a good Death Star explosion.
2152.
This is like 11 months and 3 weeks after the attack, or something like that. Right? Because what was the attack? Like March 2nd or something?
No, it wasn't that far after. I thought this was immediately after.
No, I mean the attack by the Xindi experimental weapon.
Right. Oh.
But the beginning of the Star Blazers quest that set us off on this.
And even less excuse for not having any defense force.
Yeah, it's 11 months later. They could have crashed. And why wasn't like accelerated, like just get the Columbia up and running, get the weapon systems online, and how to polarize the hull done. You get put on another set of phase cannons, and you know what? Like we don't worry about the warp engines. We're gonna fight with the Columbia right here before we ever take it out of the solar system.
Exactly.
Long-range sensors are detecting no evidence of the spheres.
We had to do that because we didn't have enough money to just show us all of them being destroyed.
It would appear that the Expanse is returning to normal space. Be patient.
Captain, did you stop the weapon?
For a minute there, I was like, I'm sick of hearing Xindi and Sectoid, but it was glitch art static. And by the way, thanks everyone who's here. I appreciate you guys being here for the show, and we got like numbers like we haven't seen in a while, so thanks everybody. It's been so far a really well attended show. We appreciate it, and we love you all. In the words of Ozzy Osbourne, welcome, and just remember, if you can watch the browse tab open for a while if you're coming through later, it really helps our analytic. So ask you to do that now. And over on the Rumble side, hello, welcome to our Star Trek show. We'll be showing you a lot more of it in just a few minutes. We'll rerun the video essay at the end of the show for you. And thanks everyone. And yeah, we're live over there too. So hello and welcome. So we're on 2 of the 3 realms now. I almost feel like opening up X, but that to me always just feels like pissing into the wind, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it's bad for YouTube engagement. When people go to watch it on X and then they get distracted on X. X is just not me. Elon, you're trying to do a bit too much. You may have gone a bit too far in a few places, sir. But here we go.
It's done.
She looks very pale there.
Well, she got her ass kicked by that reptilian brainworm.
They did the makeup like, man,
they did a good job on
her. Yeah.
Well, she's supposed to, you know what? This is ugly on purpose, but within the context of the show. And she still looks beautiful, and she just looks sick. It's like they didn't ugly her up. She looks like a beautiful woman who had a brainworm removed.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, They took the color out of her skin somehow, and it looks appropriate. Yeah.
I think they just hit her with light differently. I think it's lights. This is a very skilled thing. And you know what? If I became the lighting guy for Star Trek, I'd sure you'd agree with me. I would have watched that older Star Trek and be like, that lighting was so great. I have a high bar to live up to. I need to be a real good light guy. This is a Star Trek show.
Captain didn't make it, Trip.
Trip wasn't prepared for this.
They have no choice but to accept that the Guardian's promises...
I don't really know if they would hug. That seemed kind of odd.
No, I think it made sense. It made well because you could see him sort of look to Paul, and she turns away because she's Vulcan, and she's like, I want to hug him, but I won't do that because it's a vulgar display of emotion. And Hoshi's just like, she had love for Archer. I think that Archer kind of had like uncle-like interest, or even maybe like a real interest, and she had love for Archer, maybe even crushing on him love, honestly.
I don't think Hoshi was the huggy type, and I never saw this relationship with Trip and Hoshi before then.
I think it's because they're you know what? They don't work closely together, but it's really they're the two people closest to Archer. Archer recruits her first. He already has Trip. The first person he recruits is her.
Okay.
Unless you want to count Phlox. He's like, you know what? Don't go anywhere. But that's basically all he says to Phlox. He doesn't know they're going to give him the annex just yet in that part of Broken Bow.
Well, they could just copy Archer with a...
I know Sean is hard at work. I don't know if he wants to take a moment off, but this is it. The final moments on screen. He was legend to us. The man is just legend. Tucker Smallwood, ladies and gentlemen. Why was this man never on Inside the Actors Studio, JT?
No idea. No idea.
You know, he had big wood energy. Anybody? I thought he swung a big stick. Honestly, this actor was good. He was really, really good, and he was a good foil for Randy Oglesby, who played Degra.
Well, so does he have small wood in comparison to what?
I thought he had big D energy. Sean, what do you think? You want to give it up for Tucker Smallwood?
I think he's well. He's working on a really big weapon. He may be compensating for something.
He's got small wood, but honestly, I give it up to this actor. He was a really good, able second for Degra, and he did a really good job selling, being, a friend of Degra's and benevolent Xindi. So,
empty. Your captain's sacrifice will not be forgotten.
Yeah, we're gonna build a statue of him on our planet. Yeah, okay, thanks a lot.
It's the perfect Wheel of Fortune
statue.
Puzzle. Trip Tucker Smallwood. Bum, bum, bum,
We hope to. There are no Xindi avians. The statue of your captain will not be desecrated from the sky. What did the Xindi avians do to the statues of the Xindi reptiles? I wonder. But to Paul here, basically, I don't know if I'm secure with the idea that the Paul kind of remains in command. Don't you think Trip would be like, look, here's the deal. I'm captain now.
Do the optics of it demand that Trip be the captain?
I think the deal is they're going to kick the can on any decision, which makes sense for the characters, but long term, it would make more sense for Trip to be the captain. I don't think Earth is going to make DePaul the captain. I don't think Starfleet is ready for she's only in Starfleet a few months right now, right? She has transferred to Starfleet, though. Am I correct, or does that happen next season?
I think that's next season when she makes it permanent.
But there's some papers. She's got her Starfleet green card.
Chipotle version of the first officer, where she has the alternate rank on her.
She's covering all her bases.
Field commission, but not like the full real deal.
She's covering all her bases. She's trying to imply that Vulcan and Earth are the same, so she wants her birthright citizenship. She's going for her green card citizenship with the Federation, and also she's trying to maybe marry in with Trip. She's like, I'm going to be a member of this fucking Federation if it kills me.
Service brings citizenship. Maybe a little bit of that.
That's true. It should give. You know what? My grandfather was made an American citizen because he fought for our side in World War II. One of my grandfathers, at least.
There you go.
One of my grandfathers, at least, fought for our side.
Thank him. Yeah. So, all right. In the dog.
I hated this segment.
I did not like it either.
I wish that it had been her and Trip who talked to Porthos.
I think this was written for the ladies, not for the men.
This was written for people who hate humans but love animals, because it's just like they're not dealing with Archer's death, but they're dealing with Porthos's pain. I don't understand this scene at all, honestly.
Yeah.
This is but here's the thing: the episode is not. It should have ended. It should have ended with Archer running away from the explosions. But let's watch it for the one last time. It is cool when the Xindi aquatic ship launches the Enterprise, and I preserved as much of it as I could. And
I was as close as they could get them. They're like the meter.
Yeah.
They're looking at the aquatic meter, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get out here.
Well, we're going to talk about what do these aquatics go back to, because they've gone back 200 years.
Right.
You know,
or do they go back in time somewhere?
When these
between
Xindi
here
go
and
back
there?
into their vortex, do they go back to their original homeworld and they're like, "You guys need to know about the Guardians. They're actually real pieces of shit. Check out this video we bought from the future."
I think that they fly back in, like there's an invisible bubble. Or like
The temporal wake may have protected them from the effects of the time travel.
Yeah.
Well, if there's time travel, why are they still here? We just invoked all these time travel questions 4 episodes back in E2, and we're going to do it again?
Yep.
You know what I did love, though? Archer's theme.
On this part here.
I love the way she looks right there. But no, let's show them launch the Enterprise again. And we hear a little bit of the music. She did. But when we hear the music, when we hear this iteration of Archer's theme while they're looking at Earth, I really did feel like they cared about and loved the Earth and cared about us. I really did. It was a touching moment. So even after that sort of bad scene, I was able to get back into it for this part.
I think that might have been partially borrowed from Voyager. When Voyager returns home.
You might be right.
What the hell?
Sir.
I only kept that part because he said, "Sir."
The Red Tails?
You know what? Are you implying that Malcolm? I'm sorry, that Mr. Prideweather is the Red Tail? I mean, because I can imagine his tail's been red a few times.
There's more red. That the entire tail is red on the Red Tails P-51.
So it's not just a leak of red like on Prideweather's tail.
Well, no, I was saying that it was just on the very, very tip of the back. Anyway.
The hell?
Let's take a look.
Sir.
Oh, you're right, though. I didn't look at that. I didn't notice that. So here's where the episode falls off a cliff.
But it's very high school level appropriate German, so it's very easy to understand and follow.
Oops, wait, we have to play that. But yeah, we end on a stupid note. And it turns out that Plan B is better than Plan A. Go back in time. All right. Well, that concludes the video essay. We'll play it again at the end of the show. But what did you think? Guys, we're talking Star Trek Enterprise Season 3 finale. And we missed Mirror Darkly being this night by 1 week. But this was a Halloween enough episode. You know what? This was also a spooky enough episode, in my opinion.
We can still do Halloween on the 1st.
Yeah, I consider Halloween season to go like the first week of November.
Well, Germ and I, if you guys want to join us, are doing a Halloween trek or treat the night of or the night like ideally 11:30 to like 12:31 a.m. on the night before Halloween trek or treat. So and that's Eastern time. So if you guys want to join us for that, anybody like drive-thrus are welcome. We're thinking like we have all of Trek to pick from. Last year I did Schisms. This year I'm thinking Cat's Paw. I would have taken Sylvia up on the offer. I would have taken Sylvia up on the offer. It's like, you may be some freaky bug woman made out of pipe cleaners, but I'd fuck you the way I look right now, so it's better how you look right now. I'm a live in a moment kind of guy. Compared to what this guy Riker's going to do in about 80 years, believe me, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Can't wait till we get our recreation room. All right, so
I was looking that up. There are some P-51s that actually do fly that paint job is known as Red Nose.
Wow.
Which still flies with the commemorative Air Force. Like you can actually see that flying around today with a red nose and then that red rudder on the back. Anyway.
Well, they're bracketed
when I was living
inside.
in LA.
aren't we on the anniversary of? Isn't it 04 and it's the anniversary of an even numbered anniversary of the invasion at Normandy at the end of their season? Pretty close to. So maybe like they thought that this would be a good time to roll out. World War II was huge. Remember, Band of Brothers is going on, so this is not a crazy idea for them. They're like watching other shows a lot.
That's true. When I was in about those P-51s, when I was in LA, there was a group. There was like 4 guys that they owned them, and they used to fly around every Sunday around the San Fernando Valley in formation. It was pretty cool to see them.
Very nice.
Think about how many people that was the last thing they ever heard. Did that ever go through your mind?
Oh, no.
No.
I honestly, I went to a bunch of air shows, and one was at the Schuylkill River Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and maybe those same guys, a flight of P-51 Mustangs flew right overhead, about 4 of them, and I remember like I could hear the engines from really far away, and it was deafening when they flew overhead, and I'm like, that is psychological warfare right there to a degree.
Oh, sure. Let's see, Admiral. Did you want to transition to our reviews at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let's.
Jerm gave it a B, right?
Cream.
He gave it a B plus, 89.
89%.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, my throat was a little sore. You caught me with a mouthful of ice cream.
Ooh, what flavor?
Rocky Road, my favorite. Rocky
Yeah.
Road,
I
my
was
favorite.
gonna say, which meal cartridge did you put into the protein synthesizer?
Give me 10 chocolate sundaes.
Oh,
John the Beagle
I
Dad's
saw
giving
that
this one a
episode
B
lately.
plus.
Yeah,
Good
so-
episode, man.
Oh yeah,
Admiral,
John the Beagle Dad posted a great video of Porthos today.
I saw that.
He had the zoomies, man. That dog was running around like crazy.
Admiral, I might have the most, I guess, schizophrenic
Daniel.
review of everybody's here. And I say that because there's a lot of things to love and there's a lot of things to not love. And this whole thing culminates in a storyline of a whole season, but it's also one singular episode. And how do you review those two when this episode probably doesn't stand on its own without the other 20 that come before it?
This episode
so
makes no sense without the other episodes.
Exactly.
You need that every minute of that 2.5 minute previously on.
Yeah. So how do you just look at it as its own self without also thinking about the other parts? So if I look at it as its own individual episode, there aren't too many bad plot moments, except for, I would say, the Cleveland Guardians just disappearing when the spheres were destroyed. We don't get good answers on that. The biggest issue I have with the episode as an individual episode is, again, I think you identified 11 months and some change between when the Enterprise left and when she came back. So where the hell was the Earth Defense Force this whole time?
Budgetary for the show.
Where was, a freighter that Prideweather had been on, rigged to, do an intimate intercept of the Xindi Death Star? I really did not like that. I really did not like that. I know they had a budget, but somebody in the writer's room should have sat there and said, this whole thing we wrote really doesn't make any sense because Starfleet is not one ship and our home planet can't be defended by.
It could have been handled with a simple radio dispatch or tactical display thing that we've done so many times in Star Trek. We've had so much visual action in this one. We could have heard the Xindi weapon was damaged, but it punched through Earth's initial defenses. Something like that. And seen some debris.
Don't get rid of the Xindi fleet when you arrive at Earth. Keep them around. Write the previous couple episodes differently. So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, the action scenes are cool. The makeup is really nice. The sets are great. The fight scenes were well choreographed. There are tons of individual things that just execute so well. You see the Enterprise coming out of the aquatic ship. I mean, I could keep going on and on and on. when I
and
sit
even stuff
here-
like the casting director kicking ass with the right stuntman to do the acting for that guy who takes a shot and takes out one Xindi and then it gets killed, taking out the other, trying to take out the other.
Archer falling on the railing, right, about ready to fall off, and do the Emperor Palpatine maneuver. There's just so many awesome things there, but then you have to sit back and say, wait a minute, this is part of a whole season arc, and the whole Guardian time travel Daniels thing. It was just bad. It was just bad because the plot holes can never be fixed. They cannot be fixed, no matter how much you try to go back and think about them. And so by the time you do that and you throw in the Earth Defense Force being completely non-existent, I find that you really can't give this a high score based on what other parts of the episode might merit. So I give this overall a 72. I give it a low C.
Wow. All right. A little
and
lower than
I'm not
I would
even
give it.
counting the end. I'm not even counting the end, which we talked about in the beginning. Infuriated me that they didn't even end the time travel story. They just took it back to WW2.
So what is that, a 65?
Yeah, you know what? I'll lower it. I'll give it a 68%. I'm going to give it a D plus. A D plus. Because my anger and rage the first time I watched this, and I'm like, wait, we went back to W2? Really? It was the least Star Trek.
I was like, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. So there you go, Sean, 68. You can write it down.
Okay.
I might have the lowest grade of this episode, but folks, don't take that as I hated everything about it, because I didn't. Like I said, I could talk for 5-10 minutes about all the things I loved, but
give us a couple minutes of that.
Big things are too big to ignore. Sad to say.
Give us a little bit about what you loved.
I was saying, I love the choreography. I love the lighting. I love the special effects. I love the fight songs, the fight scenes. I love.
Yeah, when Archer sings "On Wisconsin" after he kills Dahlem.
Yeah, they had some good dance numbers.
Exactly.
When that guy fell down the cooling tower shaft and hit the bottom, and all of a sudden the band struck up Louie Louie and marched over him like at the end of Naked Gun.
And you know how the Enterprise came out of the aquatic ship, and the music was brilliant, as you pointed out, Admiral.
It really was an inspired score for all of this.
Yeah. So I thought Malcolm acted really, really well, and he acted like he had to step up into Major Hayes' place, and he carried around that phaser kind of like you would carry around an M4 if you were, as a soldier.
He kind of looked like he was cradling his Sten gun. It reminded me of like in the World War II sort of sense,
right? And so there's just a lot of those things that were done well, and it's a shame that it had just this anchor, this huge
to throw us into the next season. Yeah. I mean, what's to say? Better than Shockwave?
Yeah. So it's so hard to give it a 68, but I have to, because I feel like the big story was big and dumb, and a copy of Star Wars with horrible time travel loopholes. And so I have to dump a bad score somewhere, and it's going to be on this. So that's why I give it that 68. I know it sounds like I'm leagues away from what Germ rated it, but I'm not. So it is the most generous 68 out of 100 I've ever given.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a 68. It's not a 69. It's not even as good at giving as it is receiving. And I want to thank everybody for all the likes. That was really nice of you. If you haven't liked the stream yet, please do it. Like, I'd like to see it just blow right up there. And right now I'm just formulating the fan poll. So, I guess, Sean, you get to go. Give your thoughts if JT's done.
I am done. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, no, I was going to give this a 90, but then after I heard JT call that out, I do realize I had to lower it to an 80. And the reason is you're absolutely right that the ending should have been more epic. They should have put more budget into it. There should have been a bigger battle, more ships getting knocked around, blown up. The Vulcans should have been there. The Andorians should have sent a ship or two. And that actually would have made Archer's actions more heroic, to say that despite all those efforts and ships and people doing it, he was the guy that got it done. It really would have culminated that. And so, yeah, JT, you talked me into it, and it's not to say I don't like the episode. Like you said, there's so many great things, and that's almost why it deserves an even bigger hit, because they, it's like they had the bases loaded and struck out, and I never did care for that throwback to World War II thing. It was one too many rocks to throw at them up the tree. They should have gotten off the tree, come back to a hero's welcome, and
to dishonor the uniform like that by putting an alien in it. I mean, good use of the metaphor to show the disdain for the regime.
Is this the episode where that main primary senatorial candidate got his acting debut?
I know that the Archer's report back to the Enterprise when he was able to talk to them was like, the one thing I noticed, they had very efficient trains. They ran exactly on time.
But Sean, the other thing that I don't like about this is we saw Patterns of Force and TOS, which is a totally different thing. But we already saw Star Trek go back to World War II. Well, then you look and you're like, well, Voyager did it. And I didn't even really care for the way Voyager did it. It was too much with that two-parter. But what else?
It was even a little worse than when they did the Civil War.
Well, they did the whole Casablanca kind of motif.
Yeah,
but
they did.
It was just to finish real quick, but that cliffhanger, they were like, we need to make this a cliffhanger. And it was just jarring. It took us out of celebrating what they did and really winding down that arc and giving it the finish it deserved. Because they don't, they just don't do it. They should have just ended the season with that.
It was almost like a Doolittle raid followed up with they instead of celebrating the success of the Doolittle raid, they instead go to Manila or the Guadalcanal at the last 2 minutes of the episode. You're like, well, that's not good. So
on the way back to Frisco, we had the Yorktown stop off at an island called Tinian and drop off a B-25 with an A-bomb on it. An A-bomb? What's that? Don't worry about it. It ended the war while you guys were gone.
Yeah.
Turns out you did all that for nothing.
You are totally right with that. I think this was an event that no one thought possible, not even the crew. The crew all thought this was a one-way trip. They were ready for that. Every single person on that ship was ready for it to be a one-way trip. And
they were also ready for it to end not getting the job done on Earth, too. Like they realized that there was they didn't see the timelines the way that the Time Guardian chicks did, but they did know that there was only a few different things that could happen.
And to have it end really the best way they could have realistically ever expected, you're totally right in calling that out, Sean, that we did not get to celebrate that. What the hell?
Okay.
And
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. So Sean, just give me your grade one more time and number.
It was an 80. It was an 80.
80, and that's what a B. That's a D. That's a
no,
B plus.
It's a B.
It's a B.
Just a regular old B.
B minus. 80 is B minus, right?
Yeah, I wanted. I was gonna do this at the end of the show, you guys, but RTNZ needs to leave.
Okay.
And I've prepared a little thing here, and this is just a thank you to everyone out there. So let me get this. Let me get this set up, and we'll add that. So we got to mute.
Yeah, falls now. Join power directly from your computer, Kirk.
Mute up, guys.
Admiral Teague and the panel would like to thank the following people for their generosity. RRTNZ, Radioactive, West Kegel, and all subscribers, viewers, and channel members.
There we go. So we're going to have that every week, you guys.
Cool. All right.
Stop sharing there. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
The echo's gone too. Great. We had the sharing echo going on during that one.
Yeah, that stupid thing.
StreamYards has had problems for 14 straight months since they raised their prices. It's been absolutely ridiculous. I can't wait to pay for it again this month.
Yeah, if you can clear up a video slot, and keep that free, I can just plug it in every week. We won't have to worry about the echo.
Yeah, I thought I had one free, but I might have added
I
more other media.
I put the other one that we're going to play before the Sydney outro.
Oh, okay, cool. You know what? So I get to go now. It's my turn to rate this episode. JT called this episode schizophrenic. I take exception to that. I think that this episode merely had bipolar disorder.
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Mental illness, I'm laughing at it.
No. It's just, it's a distinction without a difference, really, if one of this is bad enough, this episode was bipolar or schizophrenic or whatever. But the thing is, it was a slow cycling sort of bipolar disorder, or sort of like the schizophrenia was like both personalities had significant overlap, but at the same time, when we shifted gears, we saw the weirdest Star Trek. There is a tradition of Star Trek being as weird as the Twilight Zone and sometimes not even saying anything much. There really is. And then there's a tradition of Star Trek, having the time travel stuff going on. But they mixed super weird with time travel. And at the end of the episode, after enjoying most of it a lot, it ended so badly that my feeling was just I hated this episode of Voyager. That's what went through my mind. They piled on a lot of Voyager at the end, as JT pointed out, the recycled shot of Earth and the zoom in. That was from Voyager. And it felt Voyager dumb, that end. That we ended up in World War II. It was just Voyager dumb. So I also have to give this episode, because of the good being so good, but the plot holes, I give them a break for the plot holes being financial, and I do think that the CGI was better than modern bad Star Trek, but I'm going to give this one I'm going to give it an 80. I'm going to give it a B. It's tough. The good parts are really good. I like the themes of Star Trek in there, of drawing strength from the captain's example, the captain caring a lot about his crew. I thought that it was a satisfying enough death for a season-long bad guy Dahlem, who was a dick, who killed our friend Degra, who, learned enough about humans to respect them and regret what he had done. I thought we got out of the Xindi arc better than we went into it. The single most upsetting episode of Star Trek ever made, that is real Star Trek, is gotta be, I'll always have a problem with The Expanse. It upsets me. I don't like it. Then again, the laughs we had along the way, and some of the fun planets we went to, North Star just turned out to be fun. It was much better than we thought it was. The episodes that we remembered as great, some of them were mediocre. The episodes that we thought were forgettable, some of them were really good. Like North Star was really fun. It belonged in a different season, but it was good. In isolation, it was good. We didn't need the Xindi plot, although I think we found some Xindi artifacts or something that pointed us towards another planet in North Star. At the end, right? It's like, well, it turns out they're powering their Cylons up off of some Xindi tech. Or it's like, because it was a little bit of a Battlestar Galactica episode mixed in there, but not as much as we thought. And we did in the tradition of season 3, we did our side quest into season 3 by doing a BSG episode. And I proposed, we have a couple of possibilities. We don't have to do it right away because technically season 0 is part of season 2. So season 4's story started already. It sucks, and it was a terrible beginning anyway. We can re-roll it out. I'll use the previously on from the next episode to show the just the World War II part. If we go this way, next week, do we continue with season 4, episode 1, or do we go with season 0, episode 0? Or do we go with a BSG? Or do we go with a season-ending discussion? I'm thinking season-ending discussion followed by a BSG and then back to Enterprise.
Yeah, that's fair. That sounds.
I think
good
it
to
makes
me.
sense. We love Star Trek here, but like maybe jumping to we did original BSG. Living Legend is their biggest episode. Maybe we'll do that one. The Lloyd Bridges one. What do you think, guys?
Oh, that's a good idea.
So say we all.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what? Here's the thing. After we finish season 4, or if we need a break or to align make the fates align for 1966 to 2026, maybe we juice it with the BSG Living Legend from the BSG 2 and see how Ensign Rowe performs in the same role as Lloyd Bridges. It should at least be an interesting comparison. But yeah, next week I think. So what do you think? Because it's still Halloween, season 0, episode 0, and episode 01 mirror darkly next week. With the understanding I can't do a video essay that long.
Yeah, it sounds fine. I'm like too tired to think on it right now. I'm on fumes. But
well, we're on fumes too, so don't worry about it. But I'll give you a
chance, though, isn't it?
It is. It's one story though. It's pretty efficient too. A lot of the story is built on TOS, which I like a lot. Hey, Tony's in the chat. Hello. Chocolate covered Halloween love. Did you? Are you dating with the popular minority?
Well, he said he was leaving a love, and then he's lurking afterward.
And
cool.
I said that's kind of hot that he's leaving the love and then lurking around.
That's how T'Pol would like it. She doesn't like a lot of cuddly stuff afterwards. She wants to push on the bottom of your feet to release that endorphin, and then she wants to have a good proper rogering, as Malcolm would say, and then she wants Trip to go because she's like a fucking male gangster rapper. It's like yo, easy, why your pants so low? Hey, easy come, easy go. In the words of NWA rapper Eazy-E.
She looks at you and says, Dr. Fox has arranged other clients.
Yeah.
Flock shipped them so hard, it was weird AF. It really kind of was. I wanted him to cool off. Yeah, it was Rachel Ziegler weird. You know what, guys?
T'Pol's a bitch, though. She pulls rank and makes Trip sleep in the wet spot.
Oh. Vulcan is a desert planet. I think it's the sandy spot. It's like, wow, I gotta sleep in the gritty spot. Shut up, Florida man. You're batting way above your average. Punching above your weight here. You really are. Like, anybody with T'Pol is punching above their weight, except if she gets together with Hoshi, which is a Star Trek show with lesbians I would watch, unlike Star Trek Titan. It's like, I don't need to watch 106 years worth of what. Yeah. But I mean, especially Star Trek Legacy, I don't need to see like 114 years worth of lesbian like rolling around there commanding that fucking phony recommissioned Enterprise piece of shit, cut and paste ship.
Right.
Fucking hate that show. And I hope it never happens. If I could have one wish for the new year coming, and it's still a ways off, but I hope that we don't get any more Alex Kurtzman Trek. I hope that Starfleet Academy doesn't happen. And if it does happen,
115, which is that MLK Day?
Is it? I'm surprised they didn't do it on 1/6 and call it like their great correction. Fucking assholes. Anyway, it's like, could you imagine if they did that, right? Like somebody would grab the end credits and change it to like from Capital Rider 1, Capital Rider 2, it'd be like FBI Agent 1, FBI Agent 2, FBI Agent 3, FBI.
MLK is the 19th, so they want to drop Starfleet trying our dresses off Academy.
Are they doing it on William Shatner's fucking birthday?
On the 15th. January the 15th is National Hat Day. Those
February is William Shatner's birthday, right?
But it is Martin Luther King's birthday. See, they're launching Academy on his birthday.
Pride in the name of love. You know what? This is a decision I'm just going to throw out there right now. And thank you all for coming by. Take the poll, try the veal, and if you want, join the channel and help support the community. But I will just say this. Because of the subject matter and how deeply I disapprove of it, I do not think we're going to be able to cover Starfleet Academy. And I have said this over and over. Alex Kurtzman tries to make review and video essay proof shows because he is the world's most vain loser. And so he's petty. And he goes, like, they go after you and you'll get a copyright claim. I won't get in trouble from the people who own the rights to Enterprise. I will from him. I have to be really careful when I make an Alex Kurtzman one. Also, we have people who love to push the levers, the hater lever on the channel because they're just haters who just don't like my stuff. So the bottom line is...
Well, they could get angry about it 3, 4, 5 times.
What's
in it? That's... Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
There's
here's
no
the thing.
stopping it.
There is no stopping it. But I'd say this. Let's just go through this right now. Do we put next week, since it's spooky season, we do the Mirror Darkly with just like a quicker slideshow? The plot's not that complicated, if I remember correctly. It takes a bit of explaining the time travel and where they're from and where they're at. But it does dovetail really well into Tholian Web. It doesn't offend Tholian Web at all. I thought it was the best prequeling they do. But we've been wrong before from memory. So it'll be interesting to find out. We have 2 episodes to watch this week. And I'm making a command decision. My panel works too hard and we have too high a standard here. We're going to keep it to a maximum of 2 episodes a week. So if a story goes 3... it'll just be part 1 and part 2, and then we might have to watch 1 episode a week or something like that. I don't think we can beat ourselves up too much. How many episodes? There's 26 episodes, or 22 episodes, but only 9 stories.
I was going to say 9 or 10
like,
stories. Yeah, because you have
we can't do it.
You have the mutants. I think that's 3 or 4 episodes, and it's one story.
About the augments.
Yeah, and then you have the Romulan series finale story, which I believe is
sucks.
3 or 4, but it's 1 story.
I really disliked the casting choice of the Romulan scientist too. He was like a guy who should have been cast to play like a military or a heavy type. He was not scientific
and
at
the
all.
super pale blind Andorian. Yeah, I
that shades of bad modern Star Trek with that whole forced Romulan. That was when they were so desperate that respect slipped away for a moment. There was a slight lack of respect towards canon in that one. Not massive. They tried really hard to cover it up, but it showed that they were starting to slip and slide into a weird place. And I wonder if a lot of people have said the show hits its full stride in season 4, but I think it was like once they were told no, F you, they just threw together what would have been like the movie they were planning for after season 5 or 6. Like they were thinking like we're tracking towards movies too, and we would have been better off with movies from these Star Trek people than what we got. And there wouldn't have been the kind of franchise fatigue. And as we see now, it's all aged really well. So next week, Mirror Darkly, we'll try to get through both of them. I think we can do it. And then the week after that, season 3 discussion, invited to participate. I guess we have to have RRTNZ and the Dead Man, right? I think it's only fair. Find a way to get this way. This way, it gives us 2 weeks to get in touch with them and see if we can get them on board. And with that, I thank everybody, and I love all of you guys. I'll ask my panel what they're up to this week before I shout people out. So let's start with JT. JT, what are you doing?
Sure thing. So coming back around next week on Tuesday, I will be on the great Dan Man Walking 55's channel talking some sports ball. Even if you're not into sports ball, we go off on other topics and have a fun way of talking about what is sports ball. So please come check us out 9 p.m. Eastern time over on his channel. Then Wednesday, I will be on Dave C's channel. We're going through issue number 3 of Angel and the Ape, which is a very strong direct ribbing on Stan Lee and some of the interesting comic book industry practices from the late 60s. And also a fun kind of like Mad Magazine comic tale at the same time. It's pretty interesting, pretty funny. Not many people have ever read it. So it's a new journey for everybody. And
you know what?
Admiral, cool. I don't know if I'll be on any of your shows next week, but folks, whatever the Admiral's doing, there's always a chance I might be there too.
All right. Yeah, no, next week, hopefully we're going to try another Landman studio session. It went really well because it was so focused. That upload didn't have its like glorious moment of exploding and doing really well. However, it has continued picking up about a view an hour since it was put out. So it's like a prostitute or an old building. As it ages, it's gaining responsibility, but gaining respectability. But the Landman panel did a really good job. And
folks, it is a good show. It is a good show. Landman itself is a great show. Teague's discussion that he had in that video is a great one too. So
we had time to produce it too. So what happens is when we talk about a character, you will absolutely see that character instead of waiting for us to fuss around. We love you, the chat, but this channel now has a strong enough community that you deserve the kind of uploads that everyone. We want to do all kinds of streaming, uploading. We want the video essays and the focused in-studio discussions on tape could be so much more efficient. The 1 hour of Landman edited down from 2 hours, it was actually really on point. I think the next episode, the next Landman show, we'll try to do episodes 8 and 9. But what will happen is I think the panel will probably we'll watch an episode and then we'll talk about it for 90 minutes, and then that can be easily edited down to an hour. Because I think Landman discussion can't be a lot longer than the Landman show, except when it comes out, we will have a Landman live show so that we can interact with the people who like the show. So there's two bites at the apple for Landman for people who do it. My Tuesday show might become the Landman recording night, or that might be Landman live. The Landman panel is going to try to jump in the studio as soon as Landman comes out because we like the show. We have enthusiasm for the show. And it's gotten further stronger than 1923 or 1883. No factual problems, and doing what TV's supposed to do, being kind of cool and observational without shaking or wagging a finger at you. The confrontation at the wind farm where they all discuss stuff, you know what? You guys weren't there. In episode 3 of Landman, we have a discussion about energy. What happens is there was a plane crash where a oil truck hit a Learjet filled with cocaine, and like they send a liability lawyer to check this out. And there's a wind farm near the site where it happened. And so, like, the lawyer, female lawyer, she's hot. She's like 28. She's really hot. She looks up at the windmill. And she's like, huh, the oil company uses green energy. And it triggers Billy Bob Thornton. And his character's like, he lives his life in a based low-level hangover anyway.
Like an older gentleman rant on Facebook. Level
Yeah.
of rant.
But not anger. But like he doesn't raise his voice or yell, but he becomes directly confrontational. It's like, we use alternative energy to ensure that there is continuous supply of oil. The most important thing we have, our society. And she's like, well, there is alternative energy. She's like, hell, we need to bring a 200-foot crane up here to erect that thing. You know what it takes to lubricate it? And my God, the fibers it's made of and how it had to be made. And the base goes down 3/4 as it is high, and all sorts of other stuff that doesn't offend our sense of right and wrong. It was really kind of cool. And it those two characters sort of squaring off and showing what they were made of. As we end, you guys want to take a quick comment on that part of Landman? Because you did watch
absolutely destroyed her, and that clip's gone around. It went viral, and I think it really got even my stepson.
It's a
knew
great
about
conversation.
I was telling him about the show, and he goes, "Oh, is that the one where he tells her about it's in your lipstick, it's in your purse, it's in your shoelaces, it's everywhere?" And he goes, "The carbon footprint that this thing had to lay down, will take."
We'll never break even. The amount of maintenance it takes, the amount of petrochemicals we need to lubricate it,
what it
the
takes
amount
to
of text
winterize it and all that. Yeah,
the road we had to make to build it, it was crazy and true.
Yeah,
I think that the monologue on that was very strong, but also very in character. And I have no idea if Billy Bob Thornton believed any of that. It doesn't really matter though, because
he's a good enough actor.
It's hard to refute it though. It's really
but here's
hard
the
to
thing.
refute it.
He then moved on to petrochemical stuff, and he's like, it is what it is. We have a 120-year tradition of leaning into it and using it to get everything we want. Look at the belt you're wearing. Look at your sneakers. Look at the hat you're wearing. Look at the tires on every car ever made. And
phone case,
and she doesn't push back on this. She's sort of realizing that he's right, and she's also maybe thinking about will I be able to make enough money to have fun and die in a world that's still worth living in? Because he ends off with what sounds like Road Warrior the prequel, because he's like, don't really matter because in a little while we're never invested in nuclear, so we're going to run out anyway. It's like he covers all points of view on energy and goes pro and con on both with no emotion. Matter-of-factly, his only anger is that it's called green energy. He calls it alternative energy, and he's just like, is what it is. Keeps the oil coming out of the ground. It's the only thing we care about. Hell, if we could find a way to just turn the earth upside down and shake the hell out, we would.
And he's like, they're the number 8th largest industry in the world, and all the ones above them are completely reliant on theirs. So, I mean, it goes into stuff, but it's not a preachy.
I think she says the medical industry's bigger. Yeah. She goes, the medical industry's bigger. And he's like, yeah, and the ambulances that bring people to the hospital where you intubate them with the plastic, petrochemical made stuff and use plastic syringes and other stuff like that. Yeah, sure. Tell me more. It was just he had all the show's not judgy. It had a Star Trek-like quality to it. When he went through the 3 types of energy, when he was done, it was still left up to you to decide what you thought. He didn't he was ambivalent.
Earth, wind, and fire. But
right. No, I meant the 3 approaches of wind power, nuclear, all sorts of so-called alternative energy labeled under green energy, all sorts of the mist, what he just briefly passes over with a hand wave of the missed opportunity, I guess he phrases it, of nuclear. And then we have such a tradition of oil, we're going to use it until we run out. No, by the way, when we run out, it's going to be pretty effing horrible. And then he just kind of shrugs and he's like, well, time to drive to get some wings.
I don't want to give people this impression that it's super preachy about.
It
the
doesn't
oil
preach at
industry
all. It
and-
just tells it
and
like it is and
politics.
lets people believe
A
what they
lot
want
of
to
the
believe.
story is relationship about a man and his ex-wife reuniting, a man and his daughter who's coming of age, a man and his son who has just come of age, loss of coworkers and family and grief, how we deal with aging in general and how we should treat the elderly. There's a lot of different things going on here. And you likened it to Star Trek, Teague. I would liken it more to type of storytelling that we really enjoyed when you watched Breaking Bad for the first time. And having, I mean, they're different life situations, but I feel like it is the same type of storytelling that treats a lot of that with respect. And oh, by the way, there's cartels in there too, so you get a lot of action and suspense in that as well.
All right.
So I think it's worth joining us to talk about.
And it's definitely worth, please check out the upload. It's out there in the comments. Check out Teague's Landman video. It's only an hour long. And like I said, we're pretty comprehensive. So when we talk about a character, you'll see them, you'll know who they are, you'll be ready for season 2. I recommend watching season 1 anyway. It's really good. And with that, Sean Carter, you're going to be maybe busy on Wednesday. Is Wednesday happening, or there's no word yet?
Yeah, as far as I know, all efforts are being made to do the show Wednesday. If anyone's interested, Doomcock did put a post up on his YouTube channel. He's been away from the lair, and he hopes to be back on Wednesday and Friday. So, but for Wednesday, we'll be doing, I believe, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And
I saw that in theaters.
Oh, did you? Yeah, it's a great movie, man. It's so many great one-liners in there. Yeah, and I really don't have anything to plug other than that. Well, except for I will be having a very cool Halloween costume on Wednesday, so come check me out.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. I won't keep you guys any longer. I love you all. I think we had a real efficient Star Trek show. And if you want, the comment you leave afterwards, very, very important. I will get back to you at least with emojis. If you're watching later, ask us a question, give us a theory, tell us what you think about this one. Next week, looks like we'll be back with Mirror Darkly. We'll see if we can do both parts. I'm no promises on that one. Also, we love you all. Thank you so much.
Hang out for the outro, guys. We got something cool.
We got an outro for you. Now. Saving Star Trek is brought to you by Gene Roddenberry, the love of the panel. And by the way, our fans, at the end of all things, give this episode. A majority of them gave it a B. Is the number one vote getter from our audience. Let's take a look at the poll in a little more depth, and we'll end the show. I'll just give the I will give the results. So, what grade do you give 0 Hour? We asked our fans, and we got 22% A, 44% B, C 22%, and D, F 11%. Some people really just don't like time travel. Thank you very much, and I want to thank Germ for doing the. For doing the pregame watch party. That's going to be the plan next week, and we'll see you then. I'll be back on Tuesday or Thursday or Friday. We'll figure it out. Look for comments in the community post, and you got something for us, Sean?
Yeah, we're gonna. This is the pre-Sydney Sweeney announcement. Here we go.
Incoming Sydney Sweeney video. Set boners to full. Lubrication supply sufficient for projected fapping level. Paper towels to standby. Turbo lift door secured and locked. Wives and girlfriend interruption probability at 12%. You may commence masturbatory actions at any time.
That was fucking great. Sean was working away in the basement of the ship the whole show doing that. It was well worth it. So now we have it forever. You know what? That was fucking hilarious. Thank you very much, Sean. I really appreciate it,
12%.
guys.
I love it.
Yeah, 12%, 0% if you're Admiralty. It's actually that would be horrible. Like, could you imagine? Just like all of a sudden, there's like I knock the door, I look at the people. It's like my ex-wife just there with my ex-dog. Oh God, like I'd be happy to see the ex-dog. But listen, we love you all, and yeah, incoming is the Sydney Sweeney video. Saving Star Trek is brought to you by the ex-dog is the one that the ex-wife took with her when she X'd out. What are you gonna do? She was a flake, and it happens. But I just want to thank RRTNZ for the great mirthful chats. It was really, really great, and I appreciate it a lot. I want to thank Radioactive, who gave us the time Guardian thought. And our raciest, very controversial, sir, very controversial super chat there, but very funny one. The reality is that Hoshi had the self-deletional tendencies from the worms that tripped to the brain, which might in fact be accurate. I love you all, and we'll see you next time on Saving Star Trek. If you're coming through later, hit the like and follow button, and we'll catch you next time. Don't we have to play one more piece of sound, Sean? Do you have that ready?
Yeah.
Or is that for after Sydney Sweeney?
Well,
we play Sydney first, right? Yeah. Okay. So, sorry, I forgot the order of operations. That's why we need to
Can
have a
I finish,
manual.
please?
yeah, you can finish. Yeah, I'm gonna finish after looking at Sydney Sweeney. But you know, what was funny when the chick from Landman told her about her her personal massager. I was like,
she was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
oh, because she was screaming.
Can I finish, please?
I forgot to thank Wes Cagle as well. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.